I'll I'm gonna create. Yeah, mine is up. Mine should be up now. I'm also going to. I'm just gonna duck out of this party for a second because I'm gonna set up a second one which I can go into, so that I'm. Yeah, so I'm not annoying you. Yeah. So. Yeah. Yeah, I'll do something like that. Like, leave this one up that you guys will stay in, and I'll stay in it until the race starts, kind of thing. And then I'll duck out to a separate one, and then I'll just duck back into this one every now and then if I want to do like an interview with you guys. So you guys just leave this. Okay. No, I'll create the second party. It's all good. So, no, like, sorry. Start party. Alright.
You're in the States. Not like the States, you know, like wherever you used to be. Like the States. Mate, we fucking nearly floated away today.
Which, twice.
Fucking 10 times, mate. Fucking 10 times, I swear. I've never heard. I woke up to thunder and lightning, and half an hour later, I sweat balls and fucking shit.
Sweat balls! Sweat. Sweat balls and head spins. That's the quote of the fucking day. Exactly, that's what I'm like. I fucking hate humidity. Yep. Sticky and fuck. That reminds me of the next. Reminds me of an ex-girlfriend I had.
So I'll probably have to put up a not for kids warning on this stream.
No, we just got to.
Yeah. Nah.
Yeah, you don't need little.
Oh, what are you talking about? I know. Getting all the kids is how all these fucking YouTubers get rich. No, I think it is. Let's see. PewDiePie. Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like young teenagers. Okay. I need to get my setup a little bit better here, get my wheel a bit out of the way. I can bring this in here. Alrighty, I'm going to bring up my track map so I actually know what the names of all of the corners are. Alright, so just taking a look at what everyone's out in. So Freelix is in the Lexus. That's an interesting choice. I wouldn't have thought people would really be diverting away from using the McLaren. E-Bolt in the McLaren. Smokescreen in the McLaren. Danny in the McLaren. Chester in the McLaren. And Otto in the Mustang. That's the lineup so far.
I don't want to finish a lap behind. 2 laps behind.
They'll probably be 3-4 seconds ahead of...
Oh, yeah. 3
or 4 seconds ahead per lap. But, I mean, it's a 4-minute lap, so to get lapped, I think it's pretty unlikely. Because it's only going to be a 28-lap race. And at 4 seconds a lap, what's that? Can't even do the math. I don't think anyone's going to get lapped unless you have big mistakes. So on screen we've got Ram Smokescreen, driver from Australia. He finished in the top 10 of our Nations Cup this season. So very proficient driver. Trying to find a good track map here of Le Mans. This one will probably do. Or maybe not. As the fucking car park details. I don't need that. How many laps are you expecting to do? Okay. Smoke was running 17 in race. Yeah, Smoke was running 17s and 18s. I believe Danny is expecting to run 15s, but we'll see about that. Oh, Smoke just had a bit of a moment. Right on board with Smoke.
Fucking hell, I just blue screened. I'm on my way back. Can you just let them know? Fuck.
Yeah, don't worry, man. I don't think they're ready to start. There's only 7 people in here at the moment. I can give you the lineup. Hey, GTS onboards. Yeah, there's a Discord group, so... Hold on, I'm going up to it.
I had the list up in the chat earlier on.
Yeah, I'm really bad with Discord. Like, I can't understand which channel I'm in. I'm on it because I had to for this other thing.
Yeah. We knew this was going to happen, didn't we, Meta?
It's bad enough. I'm already in Chappagetti's. I'm already in Danny's. It seems to be the same people anyway. So yeah, I know.
Okay, it's in the announcements, Meta.
It's in announcements for Danny. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so the lineup is let me murder this pronunciation. Danesh Wigneswaran, aka Danny Racing. We've got Ram Smokescreen. We've got EM Dash Cream or Creme, M Creme. Got LOR Luis Marino. I think he's pretty good. He's Asian top split driver, isn't he?
Yeah.
TPC Ryan Racer. Sapalicious. Yeah, I believe Malaysian. Sapalicious. Not sure about him. Chappagetti, of course. Freelix. Ayera 23. Auto Tomodo. Jester and Evolve. That's the current lineup as of 3 p.m. Well, that was 12 drivers, so potentially there's another 3 licks is
No,
on the
he
list.
said it was full last night when people were trying to get in, because after I put my entry form in.
Yeah, well, we'll see how many end up. 3 left. Yeah, looking at this list that I have here, there's 13 including myself. Obviously I'm not driving, so if it's 16 people lobby right, there's room for 3 more.
Is that your cat? Yeah. Oh, okay. Because my son's name's Jack, and when he was younger, he was a climber, and I used to tell him to jack off all the time.
Sharky's not allowed to use the PlayStation after 6 p.m. So.
I think he was having fun with it. It read to me like he was taking the piss out of you guys. Yeah. Looked like to me it was a little bit of a lover's tip down the back there. I know. The Veyron.
Not sure I would have wanted his life earlier this year when he was flying in and out of China, when China was doing the anal COVID swabs. Oh, Freelix is a huge side. Oh yeah, I'm sure the pay for a pilot is incredible. Yeah, well that's because he had to self-isolate every single time he came back. It's going to be a pretty quick time from Ram here. I think it's 4:15. Does he make it? No, just over 4:16.3. So not many people out doing laps at the moment. Let's ride it on with Auto as he comes down the straight.
4 minute 30. Random road bet. I'm in second, fellas. Screenshot, that'll be the only time.
Do it.
For a race like this, well, I mean, it's a 2-hour race. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know. No idea. Are you aware that the first chicane at LaSalle is called the Chicane PlayStation?
Yes, but only
In
when
real life?
Sony was sponsoring it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about its traditional name. I don't know it. Well,
No,
I
no,
do.
no, no,
I
no.
do know
I'm
it, but
talking about the first chicane down the main straight, not the
it's
first chicane
actually
on the track.
it's actually named after something to do with the building that's on the other side of the chicane. Same thing as Arnage after Indianapolis, because that's the name of the little village. It's right in front of you.
Yeah, Virage de Nage. And then we have...
So it'll... Sweet. No. Mine's always been on a shitty slimline, man,
What's up,
because
Jester?
they discontinued all the other ones. Yeah. No, I got the latest version of the slimline because they discontinued. When I got mine, it was because I couldn't pick up a pre-order for 5. So I just decided to pick up another 4 and found out that they discontinued the Pro. So the only thing they kept going is the Slim. 500 Slim.
I mean, the one I'm using is just my friend's old original OG first gen Fat Boy PlayStation 4, so...
The Eraser.
You don't need a pro to be quick on this game, that's for sure. So Ram breaks down into the 15s finally. Oh, Danny Racing is finally out on track in the Corvette. Let's take a look and see what this Corvette gets down this first straight.
Yeah, I'm watching that.
So 260, 263, 264, 265, just touching 267, 268 as we get to the end. Compare that to the McLaren of Smoke, although Smoke has almost half a tank of petrol, so should gain an extra couple of kilometers over a full tank. So interesting, the Corvette's about 4Ks quicker down that straight than what the McLaren 650S is, so potentially a big advantage there for Danny if he chooses to go with the Corvette. Hey Sean, so I'll take you through what everyone's in at the moment. We've got Ram is in a McLaren 650S. Freelix is driving around in the Lexus, but he's 6.5 seconds off the pace. Yeah, no, I remember that you're a Smid. I think you've jumped into one of my streams before. Auto rocking the Mustang, just chilling there. We've got Safalicious in a GTR. Danny is in the Corvette, although he's been doing most of his laps in the 650S, so I'm not sure if he's actually going to drive this Corvette or if he's just messing around at the moment. Louis just jumped into the lobby and is in the Nissan GTR, E-Bulk in the 650, Ayera in the 650, and Jester currently in the 650S as well. Yeah, no, he's quite a quick driver. Let's take a look at the DR ratings of Louis and Danny, just see who's higher, because I'm pretty sure Louis is a top split driver, unless I'm mixing him up with someone else. I'm just gonna look on my computer and just say it out, because I'm. Yeah, if I got all this set up actually on my computer, then I could do all that stuff, but I was too lazy to try and do it. So, nah, for sure, absolutely. So Louis Marino is 71k driver. Well, Danny Racing is 85k. That's pretty amazing. That's respectable. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, in the warm-up that we did earlier, Smid, it seemed like the 650S was going to be the choice, but now Danny's driving around in this Corvette, and I'm surprised to see Louis driving the GTR.
He was doing 12s in that Corvette earlier, the Savo too, by the way.
Well, there you go.
So this no auto drive, you can't put it on pause and go for a piss?
Correct.
No worries.
Well, that's what it should be.
There's no auto drive? That doesn't make sense. What happens when you pause it?
I think it means auto drive
like
to finish the race.
A little bit wide there. Let's see if he picks up a penalty, but he is on his outlap, so it should be fine.
Hopefully Lownsy's tuned in to the stream because I'm too busy to type. So, Lownsy!
Louis absolutely sent it over that final chicane, and he picks up a 1 second penalty, which means that's going to invalidate his entire lap here. Just absolutely painful when that happens.
Oh, that's nice to know too, thank you. Is it a rolling start or a standing start?
I believe it's standing start. Yeah, I mean the real... Yeah, he popped in. I think he's gone now. So if we just take a look at the live timing here, it looks like Danny's on for a good lap. He's purple in the first 2 sectors, 35.6 in sector 3, which is his temp up on Ram. So we'll just ride maybe on board with Danny as we approach along this straight up towards Indianapolis. Just it'd be interesting to see how the Corvette goes through this twistier second section of the track compared to the first section of the track. Danny is absolutely sliding it into those corners. And Chopaghetti in the room as Danny just bounces off of the rev limiter there at the exit of Arnage. That'll probably cost him a couple of attempts down this straight, actually.
I'm happy with that matter.
Jester.
I've been getting back into the 18s again this afternoon, so engineers are good.
Oh, nice work, Otto.
And that's in the tank. I can't even get in. I can. Oh, I
Still
think my
half a
best
second
in
up
the
for Danny, but
McLarens.
he is going to have to burn this 4/10 penalty before he crosses the line.
Ram's going to be doing one less pit stop than everybody else because I actually stuck around and finished his race. Ended up I had to do 3 stops, but he was able to manage fuel save and did 2.
Okay, nice.
So we were able to get out 28 laps in the race by the time him and I. Sorry.
So Danny's not going to burn the penalty, so he ends up going quickest with a 4:15.8. That was with the 4/10 penalty applied as well, so almost a second up on Ram.
Well, I'm thinking of doing it in this race for the first stint. For the first stint until my first pit stop, I'm actually thinking of leaning it out as much as possible just for the start of the race and wait till people start binning it and losing it. But for the first stint, I'm planning on just save fuel, see what that does. I've got enough info that I need on this boat for going flat out. So flat out, I'm going to need 3 stops with a 20-minute run to the finish. Oh, dude, fuel, man. There's been awesome. Yeah, but planning out so you can eliminate 1 55-second fuel.
Yeah, not really
so
much.
you've only got one strategic. Yeah, I follow what you mean. I see what you mean now. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
I'm +1 to the back, Jester. I went from 2 to 1.
It looks like your wear is slightly towards the rear, Jester, but
The only rule is Veyrons are bad.
Yeah, so if we take a look at Ram, he's on his 6th lap of his stint right now. He's used about 70% fuel.
Can you compare Rams with mine, if possible, please, dude? Because I'm on my 5th lap now.
Absolutely, Otto. So
it's all right. It's all right.
You're obviously just above 50, but what you've done a whole lap less than him.
Yeah.
So essentially you've used 50% in 4 laps, so you're using about, what's that, 12 and a half per lap?
But that's also running full fuel burn as well, so...
Yeah, so Ram is just coming around to end his 6th lap now.
Yep.
And I would say he's on about 30, so 30 divided by 6, that's 5... That can't be right.
I can see him on the big screen
70 divided by
next to
6,
my track.
Yeah. So I think he's using about 11.5% per lap, and you're using about 12.5% per lap. So he definitely has some fuel saving advantage over you.
But he was able to do one less stop than me before and still finish a minute and 40 in front.
Yeah, as you said, the Mustang, it doesn't have the 7th gear that the McLaren has.
No.
So plus, if you're just going full out and he's doing a little bit of fuel saving, then he's gonna eke out that advantage over the course of the stint, and then possibly be able to do.
Well, he was able to eke out enough fuel that he was able to keep it down to a 2-stop, and I had to do 3 with 20 minutes left to go.
There's currently 9 people who have gone out on track. Let me just check in the lobby total. There's currently 9, 10, 11 in the lobby, plus me, 12. So Chappagetti still hasn't gone out on track. I guess we're 11 minutes away from race start. Yeah, it's your puppy. Oh yeah. So Louis yet to set a representative lap. He's on and out lap now, just coming around the back half of the circuit at Mulsanne. Probably be worth it for you guys to do a practice start as well, just to see what you need in terms of throttle off the line. The McLaren doesn't need traction control usually.
No.
Yep.
Thank you, Camaro.
So we've just had TPC Ryan Racer join. Another one of our drivers in today's lineup.
So how long till race start? 10 minutes, you said?
Yeah, it should be 9 minutes from now.
Alright, I'm gonna go have a stretch and a bit of a share.
So I really want to see what type of lap time Louis can do in that GTR, but he keeps on picking up
Sounds good
penalties.
too,
What does, sorry? Nah, okay.
The commentary, man, the commentary. It's an excellent quality broadcast, and that's coming from someone that knows.
No, that's not true. You're very entertaining, Jester. That's why you get people tuning into you.
I tune into Jester's stream because I know that at some point he's going to pop a blood vessel and it's going to be fucking awesome fun to watch happen, whilst trying to be sympathetic and agree that yes, it's not your fault, it's that other cunt that hit ya.
So I'm hoping Louis will actually
But that's
burn this
because-
penalty before he crosses the line, so we can
But that's because we
get
like
representative
Jester.
lap
Muzz
from
and
him.
I do that
No,
to each
chooses
other all
not
the
to.
time. Muzz's and my friendship is scattered with somebody's broken a bone or got blood coming out from every orifice. No one's helping yet because we're all too busy laughing at it and taking photos for prosperity.
So it might be a little bit of gamesmanship from Louis here, not going out and setting a time, but we can go on and take a look at his split times and compare them to Danny's. So in Sector 3 he did a 35.8 versus 35.6, Sector 4 a 29.6 versus 29.4. Obviously he slowed down in the last sector, so we'll discount that one, and it looks like he had a slow second sector, but it was an outlap obviously. So it seems like he does have a little bit of a disadvantage over Danny, but yeah, without seeing him set a representative time, it's hard to know if that GTR is going to be competitive or not. I'm really surprised that Freelix is sticking with that RCF Lexus. Oh, Chopagatti is on the track, guys, and Chopagatti is in the McLaren 650S with lime green.
It doesn't matter what track you go to or whatever, there just seems to be always that one car, doesn't there? Especially when you get, you get into the grade 3, grade 4, it's fucking ridiculous.
Speaking about green, Enforcer popped into the practice lobby just after you left it, yeah. Yeah, he says he's been busy. Which is a shame, because he was really starting to pick up his pace and, yeah, starting to get some real good results, yeah.
He was just a step above me. Auto.
Yeah, mate.
You said you were just going to drop your fuel load and cruise around the back for the first stint.
Pretty much, man. I'm just going to drop it on, like, lean it right out to 6.
Yeah.
Like, snail pace. We're going to lose, I predict we're going to lose about 5 seconds minimum.
Hey guys, just popping in to say hi. Good luck for
if I can hold with you at that speed anyway, I'll be happy.
So we'll try and give you
I'll be there to give you a bump on, mate.
Sweet, dude. Yeah, I just want to see how far we can go, because if we can...
I've got no pace.
Okay, yeah, thanks. Cheers for that.
Alright, cool. If we can get by... If I can
so,
get by
I might
with
jump
one
on
less pit
periodically
stop,
for other race
myself 1 minute.
to come and check in with you guys.
So,
but yeah, otherwise I'll leave you to it. So good luck.
If I can be in front of you and help you with fuel.
Yeah.
Cheers,
No,
dude. Well, I'll still be in the radio with you anyway.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, it's me, you and Jester in the constant calls, so we'll be...
We always know you're very,
Good to go.
very
Did you like me
aggressive
move the other night, did you? Threaten the needle.
fierce racer, Chopper.
Oh, hell yeah. that was beautiful to watch, man. That was fucking gorgeous. I loved it.
I mean,
even a lot of my
no.
A few of my motorsport.
Well, I'm admiring your lime green McLaren.
No, you're blocking a little bit too much, buddy, and you're a little bit too wide washout. I think I can get through there, and if I don't, I'm not going to take anyone out with 2 laps to go.
Alright, so there you go, fellas. Chapaghetti is out for blood. You heard it firsthand.
Yep. Who's he after?
Nah, he's just kidding around.
Whose blood's he want?
Everyone's.
Oh. Well, that's not very nice.
Where is he? I can't even find him on the track.
He's out. He's just coming into the final section right
Jester,
now.
Felix, Cephalus, Ryan
Chapaghetti, fourth.
You don't see him on track? That's an issue.
TPC Ryan Racer. Jester, Felix, Cephalus, TPC Ryan Racer, Ariora, AIERRA, Danny Racy. Yep.
Everything's still the same. Restart.
There you go. You.
Oh, I know what kinky way he means too.
Lounsey, so with the replays, if you plug a keyboard into the PlayStation, it gives you these extra controls. So if you're taking a look right now, when I go into spectate mode and hit the options button and go spectate options, there's this switch keyboards thing. So when you turn that on, it gives you these extra keyboard controls, and you can set markers to kind of start recording a replay, and then
Chapaghetti.
the different hotkeys you press will either skip back. I think it's like 8 seconds, 16 seconds, or 30 seconds, or something like that. So that's how you do it. I only just discovered it last night, and that's why I was keen to do this spectator cam coverage stream today, just to kind of get used to doing it, because obviously we can then use it for our races in the future. So I'd show you a little demonstration of it, but unfortunately it doesn't work during practice, it only works during the race. Did Ebot get back in?
Yeah, I got
he's
back
there.
in.
Yep.
Got back in. Everyone's there now.
That's good. You're just about to do a 4 minutes 12 as well, God. Yeah, purple by 6 seconds. 3 seconds up.
So what is the purpose race lap still?
I don't know.
Qualifying in 5 minutes.
5 minute qualifying. No idea. Get in it. 5 minute qualifying. We should do like... No, this is too long. What I'd love to do one day on a shorter track is like the F1 style knockout qualifying.
Yes.
So like, let's say if we had a full lobby of 16, we can kind of like drop the first 6, then drop the next 5, and then do like a top 5 shootout at the end.
You just sort of do that in a practice session, hey?
Yeah.
Before you got to the final.
Yeah, I guess so.
A safety car would have been good in the NASCAR race. would have pulled you back, brought it back
Yeah.
together for at least half of it.
That it would. Yeah, mate. Oh, shit. Sorry. Yep.
I
Sorry,
remember
sorry.
we tried to do like a rolling restart And one of those oval, on one of those races. And then, no, I think it was Arnie just like turboed past. I was like, alright, I guess we're green flag.
Oh, it's just, no, it's a test race, dude. It's a test race to make sure the stream's working. He says that in the thing.
Okay.
Test start. Sweet.
Sorry, man.
Fifth on the grid.
Because I've been explaining shit all day and you didn't hear me.
Alright, guys.
It's all good.
Well, it looks like everyone got off the line okay, so no pit bugs.
What?
Yeah, that is why. Oh boy. There you go. Choppergetty's gonna run off with it now. Race win.
It said exit.
Yeah.
Exit, please. I don't know about that. One dude got flung from the left-hand side coming out of the chicane because got pushed and I dawdled through the corner. Well, what's the rule with that?
With
like
what?
There.
Cutting the corner?
At that first corner, I got hit.
Yeah.
And pushed. I didn't actually go through the chicane. I just got off it and sort of I'm making
usually,
sure I didn't hit anyone coming back. But then chaos got me into the wall and spun me.
Yeah, right.
Do you back off or you can just keep into it?
No idea, man.
No.
Do
As a
whatever works
Valentino
out
Rossi
best for you.
supporter, I'll just keep my foot buried into the sand and hope I pop out the other side.
Yeah.
Because the dude didn't ghost, he slammed into me.
Slammed into you, yeah. I think ghosting is off. So there is no ghosting, basically. If a car is coming back on track, it's...
I think somebody had a Veyron. I'm starting to think somebody jumped in with a Veyron.
No, he had that written before.
Ah, okay. But either way, yeah. So, do we jump back in yet? Yes.
Alrighty.
Take two.
Time to get some water, I think. Actually, I might have another glass of iced coffee. Good luck, guys.
Alright, quali's about to start. Good luck, dudes.
Yep, good luck. You just running, Jester?
He left the party.
Oh, did he?
Yep, he hopped out.
You go now.
Yeah, I'm just going to wait for everybody else to get out.
Go on out, I'll get out of their way.
Oh, okay.
So it looks like no one has
I'd
hit bugs so far.
It's alright, I'll wait for you.
Usually if it's... what?
Exit again.
I think there's something to... not sure what's the reason, but okay.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I think it might be something to do with the penalties.
Hang on. What's going on?
You just need to do the red cross.
So I do have to red cross again. Okay.
Yeah.
E-Bolt, red cross again, mate. This is unreal. I'm going to end up smoking my whole fucking little... I'm sorry. Rephrase that. My poor engineer is going to be worn out and passed out by the time we even get this damn race started. Poor motherfucker. He doesn't like all these constant restarts.
You're not
Qualifying
here. Why is Kevin not here, not driving along? Would Kevin be FIA on this race? Would Kevin be Michael Massey on this race?
Okay.
I'm spewing I haven't got my Michael Massey sticker on the back of my car. It's the first time in weeks I haven't ran it.
I know.
Oh, no. This isn't going to be a problem, is it, Evo?
This isn't qualifying, is it?
I have no idea. I think so. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, that's why I just went into the Chapaghetti stream quickly. I wanted to see if maybe Danny was on the voice chat there and explaining the situation, but I'm not really sure what's going on as to why they are restarting
He's probably typing
again.
away in his Discord channel like a maniac right now.
No, I have the Discord up and nothing's being said.
Oh.
Okay.
I thought it was something to do with the settings being... Let's just take a look at the settings. Because he said something about the penalties.
You may as well just turn them off.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but people are going to take advantage of that shit, man.
Of course they will, yeah.
And I'm not exactly
10-second penalty for knocking over a cone.
That crap.
Then.
Yeah, that'll be just pretty much every...
No, they do. Or should make it like a fucking 30-second penalty. Then people will.
Yeah, I mean, shortcut penalties on weak at the moment. Maybe they'll put it on strong.
Fuck! I just got another one.
They're hard to avoid. Why do you think I'm not doing this race?
Just make sure the outside, whatever quarter you're going around, just, if you want to make sure you definitely avoid penalties, make sure your outside tyres are not crossing over the white line on the inside. Doesn't matter if you can get away with it in the other cars or not. Just don't cross the white line with your outside tyre. Simple. On the inside, I mean.
Well, Chapaghetti is cutting every corner, and so far he's through the second chicane down the straight, and he's up to 12 seconds of penalty.
He's just going to penalty up and then just pull up at the end.
You can actually, you can do
get
that.
Disqualified.
You can do that for a quicker lap time at Monza. If you cut the chicanes at Monza.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
This is stupid. This is bullshit, man.
No, I mean, this isn't qualifying. I think it's just messing around at the moment.
So this is them testing the limits to make sure the penalty system's working. By the looks of it.
I have no idea what they're doing. I don't know. Like, Danny's out there on track, so... Not entirely sure what's happening here. Let me go into Chuck's stream. Yeah, go.
I don't know about you, E-Bolt, but I'm just going to go drive around with our zero fuel setting.
Yeah,
can't.
3/4 of the way around the track.
Yep.
I'm coming into the fuel. I'm probably 30 seconds away from the start line.
Yeah, we can't do anything about fuel.
I'm surprised no one's in the Sirocco, actually.
Mate, front-wheel drive car in an endurance race. There's a reason why there's no front-wheel drive cars homologated in the official FIA GT4 Championship since its inception. And it's the same reason why that defunct front-wheel drive Nissan Le Mans prototype only lasted one race as well, many years ago.
I can't do it.
Front-wheel drive at Le Mans, the braking is just too massive, dude.
Massive? Okay.
It's just too massive. Even all-wheel drive cut. The reason GT3
Wind through the
rules.
chicane if you haven't gone out.
Ah, that's cool. I'm coming out now. The reason that GT3 category rules doesn't matter if the car is all-wheel drive off the showroom. They're all rear-wheel drive, whether you like it or not. Is based around this track because it's just safer. The last thing you need is a front wheel driven tyre exploding at 300 plus kilometers an hour in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Here. And especially places like Porsche curves, they just absolutely rape and pillage tyres, as you guys know.
About a second behind you. 2 seconds behind you, I'd say. Yeah, 2.
I'm just circulating, man.
Alright. You're going.
Are you that yellow dot?
Yeah, I'm that yellow dot. Flashing his lights.
I can't even see that.
Ah, okay. I'm the
So,
yellow dot that's
what
about
car
to get
is Ryan
really
in?
big.
So, Ryan's in the Ferrari, so we do have a Ferrari out there in the field. It's a Red Bull Ferrari though, which is all kinds of confusing.
Only if you don't follow GT championship racing around the world, my friend.
Okay, I'll rephrase, it's a Red Bull Ferrari with an Aston Martin badge on the back of it. Just to make it even more confusing.
Okay, that is stupidly funny, yes.
And a Honda, okay, so it's got Honda, Aston Martin, Red Bull, and Ferrari. It's got a Honda logo on the roof. And I think the rear
Oh
wing.
dear.
Oh dear.
So it looks
indeed.
more like a fanboy car.
Yeah, some kind of fantasy concoction.
Yep. I mean, at least if I'm doing my fantasy liveries, I try not to have any sponsor clashes, man. It's bad for PR.
Oh, he runs wide, sticks a wheel in the dirt there.
One minute.
1 minute? Alright.
1 minute.
Finally, we'll be getting going.
Hope so.
You're going to need your fuel burn down low for me to bloody hang on to you.
Well, that works for both of us, man.
Well, I'll be pushing you along and
Basically,
getting and giving.
Yeah. Go.
Alright, we're starting.
There we go.
Good luck, boys.
I just got my one and only crash out of the
Cheers,
way.
dude. I'll just mute out for the quali lap.
Yep.
I'm going to go out last, Evo.
no
I
worries.
just want to give everybody enough room so I can just cruise around because I don't think we have fuel. Nah. So I'm planning on just going out, just cruising, dude.
I'll sit. I'm just going to sit behind you, mate. Yeah.
Alright, so official car list. We've got Ram Smokescreen in the 650S. Danny has gone with the Corvette. Louis Marino with the Nissan and already picked up a penalty on his outlap. Chapaghetti in the bright green McLaren. Ayera 23 also in the McLaren. Staffalicious in the GTR. Felix in the Lexus.
Let's go. You ready?
TPC
Yep.
Ryan Racer in the Ferrari, Jester in the McLaren, Ebolk and Otto in the McLaren and the Mustang, respectively. And then EM Krem in a... what the hell is this? What is...
Jaguar.
Can't even tell. Is it a Jaguar?
Yeah, it's a Jaguar. Dude, it's a Jaguar.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I so want to reach over there and hurt you right now. I really do.
Well, it's just
How
the
dare
well, it was in the shadow. I couldn't really see. Like out in the sunlight, I can see it's clearly a Jaguar.
How could you not notice that fat ass?
Oh, there's a lot of fat asses in Group 4.
Yeah, and unfortunately, one of them's not on this Mustang. This thing's like it's on stilts on its back, and running around in stilettos on wheels.
I didn't get a penalty then. You changed it, has it? I really thought I was going to get a penalty. And that's that's not top speed either, mate. I scuffed up.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'll just have a run, see if I can give you a hit, that's all.
So I don't know much about this driver, Aero23. Let's take a look at him on Kudos Prime.
Stalk him.
Oh, I don't think I'm not going to get there.
Okay, so he's only a C-rated driver, 17th.
Nothing
at all.
Way too. I'm just hitting you under
Or
300.
actually.
That's too dangerous
He's
like that
gone
there.
off the track.
That occasion.
Let's take a look at the replay there.
Just so you,
So he just takes a little
just
bit
so
of
you know, E-Bolt,
inside to Arnage,
front heavy
and
carb,
then ends
boat,
up running
driving around on
onto
stilettos. Need to brake early.
Yep, nah, all good.
Onto the
You've got to
dirt,
balance
yeah,
it
so
bloody
onto the wall.
McLaren too before you... I like to balance it before I get to the corner.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, I won't be bombing you. If I can finish within eye shot of you, I'll be happy.
Well, my race strategy is just to run around on 21s.
If I can run a 21, I'm happy.
Because it kind of gets worse. That last race that Ram and I were the only two.
Alright, so we've got Ram and Danny out front. It's going to be interesting to see if they're going to battle for the slipstream. Obviously Danny's a quicker driver than what Smoke is, so theoretically Smoke would want to drop back and try and get behind Danny, but I doubt Danny's going to give him that option, actually. It looks like actually Danny is just dropping back a little bit himself. So let's ride on board with Smoke as he comes through these final chicanes. Obviously here you don't want to run over and get a penalty at the exit of your lap, because that will just completely screw up your next lap, but both Smoke and Danny do manage to get through there. So coming into turn 1 here at Circuit Les Arts, curbing Dunlop into the Dunlop chicane. Very easy to pick up a penalty if you take too much curb there. It looks like Ram is playing it very, very safe. Danny a little bit wider out there on the exit, but they both have managed to go through there without picking up a penalty, so a good start to the lap for the two of them. Oh, it looks like Danny might have just ran a little bit wide there at the, what is it, Village de Tetre Rouge, and he has picked up a half a second penalty. So we'll just take a look at the replay there. You see he's right up off the curb, so he's picked up that half second penalty. That being said, I think Danny is quick enough to drive through his quali lap, even with penalties, and still take pole. So it'll be interesting to see what his strategy is here, because if he does pick up the penalty, it will mean that his next lap is invalidated, but this lap will count. It just adds the penalty time to it at the end of the lap. So our next kind of pairing of two is Louis and Chapagatti in the GTR and the McLaren 650S. And Chapagatti has got himself a 1 second penalty. So very unfortunate for him. Just over 1.3 seconds worth of penalties. Ryan and Safalicious working together there. Oh, and it looks like Ram might have actually just hit the back of... Oops, sorry. Yeah, it looks like Ram might have actually gone into the back of Danny there and just given him a slight nudge. So Danny ran wide at Anaj, or sorry, no, at Musan, into the sand. So he's going to have dropped a lot of time. So probably it's better now for Danny to, yeah, he's going to probably back off at the end of this lap and drop the penalty so that he can get a clean lap 2. To come back to Chapagatti. Chapagatti's still right on the back of Louis. He's right up in the slipstream as they come up towards Indianapolis. Let's right on board. It's a very, very, very tricky corner. This right-hander here and then into the left-hander. Very easy to overshoot. You want to really hook it into the inside there. Use the camber, but it looks like Louis has now picked up a half-second penalty. So pretty much everyone is picking up penalties on their first lap here. And Chapagatti, he's going to run deep there, and I think he's now abandoning the lap. So yeah, both him and Louis decided to just burn their penalties there. Whereas Smoke continues to do a great job. He is driving a very clean lap. If we now just quickly take a peek at the timing monitor, we can see that Danny was purple for the first 3 sectors, but obviously now he's dropped back. Smoke just driving very consistently. So just one last little sector to go as we come through these chicanes. You don't want to ruin the lap here. He could probably afford now to back off a little bit, just take it cautiously through here as Smoke comes around to complete his lap, and it's going to be a 4 minutes 14.4. Danny does a 14.57. So next across the line is Louis and Chapagatti. They've both slowed down to serve their penalties already, so they will get a clean run at the second lap. And Louis comes through to set a 4 minutes 17.091. And look how close that was. 4 minutes 17.056 for Chapagatti. So just 35 hundredths of a second between them. Just burning his penalty there at the end of the lap so he can get a clear run onto the next lap. E-Bulk coming through as well. It looks like he's on a fairly decent time. It might be a sub 20 here, which would be a decent performance for him. No, he just goes over with a 4 minutes 20.8. But very, very good time from Auto. A 4 minutes 18 in the Mustang. So terrific job from the old guy. And he'll come through now this Dunlop chicane. Once again, very perfectly there. Doesn't pick up any penalties at the exit. So it looks like Ram is just trying to maybe brake, slip there. No, he's actually pulled over and let Danny go through. So yeah, it looks like he was already down on his time a little bit, and he's just decided instead of trying to give Danny the slip, he's just going to let Danny go. Danny purple in the second sector already by half a second. And also he was 4 tenths up in the first sector, so it looks like Danny's probably on for pole here if he can hold it together and complete his lap without any penalties. So maybe a bit of a surprise here in third is the Jaguar of Ian Krem. Let's take a look at him in Kudos and check out what his driver rating was, because I'm not really sure about him. Okay, so we have a 5,000 DR driver here, but only 7 races, so this is obviously a secondary account, not really able to give you any more information about him. So as we come into Mosan, it looks like Chapaghetti and Louis are now working together. Chapaghetti is almost 4 tenths up on Ram's provisional pole time. Oh, and it looks like Danny has indeed picked himself up a half a second penalty. He is 8 tenths up at the moment, but with that half a second penalty, he's probably provisionally behind Chapaghetti at this point. So if we come back to Chapaghetti, let's see where his sector time is at this point. Yeah, so Chapaghetti is just shy of half a second up on Smokescreen's time. So it's going to be interesting here to see if Danny can pull out enough of a gap to make up for this half a second penalty. He's currently 8 tenths up. He does just glance the wall there in the Porsche curves. See if that costs him anything. Chapaghetti is now coming up to the same sector split time, so we'll see who is closer to picking up pole here. Looks like Chapaghetti struggling a little bit through there. His drop time is now only a tenth up, so this is looking good for Danny Racing as we come through the final chicane. Cross over the line, and what is he going to get? I think it's going to be, there we go, a 4 minutes 13 flat, so great time there from Danny even with the penalty. We'll see what Chapaghetti can do to match that. So Louis pops into second there, and Chapaghetti into third. So Chapaghetti ended up 8 tenths down back past Danny, whereas Louis was 6 tenths in his GTR. So taking a look at the timing screen, who's on a good lap here? It's a little bit hard to tell. So Auto is going to cross the line. It looks like he's going to improve. He gets down into the 17s, 4:17.9. So great work there from Auto just to set a 4:19.7 on his one flying lap. Of course, he backed out of his first lap. And E-Bulk now coming through to finish up his lap as the Jaguar crosses the line. No, E-Bulk is backed out of it. Freelix. Yeah, okay. So we do have some time remaining. Is Ram going for another lap time? Let's take a look at his sectors here. So he hasn't set a green sector yet. 38.7 in the first sector is 2.1 seconds down, so no, it doesn't look like Ram's going to improve on his time either. So Louis has picked up a half-second penalty, whereas Chapaghetti is 4 tenths up on his best time. So potentially we'll see Chopaghetti move up onto the front row if he completes this lap. Although he only has, what, 4 minutes 30 remaining. There should be, yeah, there's plenty of time remaining for anyone to get their laps done. So Mcram is going to come through here to cross over past the sector timing beam. He's a 10th down on his best time, as we saw. TPC Ryan Racer? No, it was the other guy. Let's just go back and take a look at the replay of that. Whoops. Yeah, it was a error. He was going off at the chicane there, so we were just unable to catch it, unfortunately. So, riding on board now, Chopaghetti, he's gotten ahead of Louis, so unfortunately he's not going to have the slipstream down that straight as we go into the Porsche curves here. He'll cross over the timing beam. He is now just a 10th up, so he's lost a little bit of time, but if he improved by this much, he would get ahead of Louis Marino by just 1,000th of a second. So very easy to pick up a penalty here at this corner. No, Chopaghetti manages to keep it on the track. So we just have these final two chicanes. Let's take a look at what their name is. I think it's the Chicane Ford and Chicane du Raccordement. So Chopaghetti goes through the chicane Ford, and now the final chicane. Takes a lot of curb there, out onto the exit curb. Is he going to get onto the front row? He does actually. Yeah, a very good final sector there for Chopaghetti, which moves him up onto the front row. Meanwhile, it looks like Smokescreen is going to be starting in 4th place behind Louis Marino, Chopaghetti, and Danny Racing. So Asia top split very well represented in this race. 5th place for the Jaguar provisionally. Doesn't look like he is going to improve on his time. See how Ryan Racing is doing in this very confusing Aston Martin, Red Bull, Honda, Ferrari. He pulls into the pits. So I guess just maybe a little practice pit stop there for Ryan. And Staffalicious is just going to completely cut the course and set a 5 minutes flat for his final lap. E-Bulk will be in 10th place, Freelix in the Lexus in 11th, and in 12th place, RC Raider driver in the McLaren.
See how we go, and mate, it's a 2-hour race. We can afford to just kick back at the start, let everybody go stupid.
Yep.
The top split boys are all racing for sheep stations, so let them race for sheep stations. We'll be lucky if we don't finish. If we finish less than 2 laps behind, we've done fucking awesome.
I've never done it, but apparently the drive from Wollongong to Sydney is really nice, so we're doing that.
There you go.
I think I've done that. It wasn't
Great
that
Ocean
nice.
Road, backwards, forwards, and backwards and forwards.
Great Ocean Road's nice, except for all of the Chinese tour buses. But I guess if you were going to do it now, you wouldn't have that issue.
When you're on an R1,
All I
it
can-
doesn't really matter.
I have 4 words for your listeners and viewers.
Yep.
4 words. Mount Dandenong Tourist Road. Google
Okay.
it.
I will.
Satellite
Should
view
be
it. Go to
should be
Street View and imagine how much fun you can have there. And yes, those roads are literally only
Up to Arthur's
just wide enough for 2 cars. No, up Puffing Billy, man. Mount Dandenong
Oh,
Tourist
Puffin
Road.
Billy, yep. And the one up to Arthur's Seat's incredible too.
Yep. All right, I'm going to hop off the chat for a bit while we get ourselves sorted. I'm just going to run on burn 6, let everybody go
sweet,
past.
Mate. You're
if
in
need
front
to.
of me anyway, so it should take a while to catch you.
Yeah, good
Cool.
luck, guys. 2
Thanks,
hours,
fella.
long race. Do you want me to pop out of the party so I'm not annoying you too much, or you don't mind?
Ah, you're good, man.
Oh, here we go. We are underway, so it's a little bit annoying that the camera starts so far back from the grid, but it looks like Danny, Chapaghetti, and Louis have all gotten away well. Got Ram in 4th, 5th is Mcram, 6th, Ryan Racer. Ryan Racer is actually up into 5th place. So are we going to survive the opening chicane? Yes, it looks like everyone has. So very respectful and clean driving. I think everyone realizes this isn't a daily race B, it's an endurance race. And now let's see how quickly Danny Racing can streak away and break this. Actually, we've already got a penalty there for 3rd place. Louis, let's go back and take a look at that. Where did he pick that up? No, it's not going to show me, so it's a little bit unfortunate.
Yo, I'm going to try and stay in their draft order.
Ah, she's all cool, dude. Just go for it, man.
No. I'm burnt 6, it's just I thought
Stay with him. Stay with him.
Nah.
Stay with him. Stay with him. It's extra fuel. We at least want to get to the first stint.
Well, everyone's already picking up a lot of penalties. Danny's picked up a 1-second penalty. Louis, half a second. Smoke is so far clean. Actually, I saw that in qualifying as well. He was one of the only ones who didn't pick up a penalty during qualifying. Looks like Ryan is trying to push the McLaren along. Let me try and get out of this view into the
Alright, on fuel burn 6, my map's saying 12.5 V-volt. How you doing, man?
And I'm stuffing around with it because I'm sort of on and off it. I'm 1 second behind him at the end of the straight, so I'll still try and go with him.
That's cool.
We've got some side-by-side action here between Ryan Racer and Mcram as they come into Mulsanne side-by-side almost. Ryan ends up backing out of it and follows the Jaguar through, but the Jaguar runs wide on exit. He's going to pick up a penalty there. Doesn't look like he will, but he may have dirty tyres, though he has a very long straight up until Indianapolis to clean them off. We're now getting a little bit of a gap back into 6th place is Jester. Then we have Sandalicious, and Chopaghetti's fallen down to 8th, so I'm not sure what happened there. We unfortunately missed that. He must have made a mistake somewhere. So Chopaghetti defends the inside line into Indianapolis as we see Saffralicious go off into the wall and reset. So we'll take a look at that on the replay. So we see here he just ends up out braking. No, he gets hit from behind.
Yeah, the guy's
from
pulling
Aera. So yeah, it was this C driver, unfortunately.
Oh,
who's
that's the
caused
same
problem.
idiot that
Yep.
got in my way earlier on.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's supposed to be in this race. He's quite a long way off the pace of what everyone else is. So, yeah, probably better for him to now drop back to the back of the pack, and just maybe use this as a chance to practice, because he's not going to be on the pace of anyone else here. So Danny on this first lap has managed to pick himself up 1.5 seconds worth of penalties already. So it's going to be interesting to see just how many penalties are picked up by the end of this race. Louis goes very wide there at the final corner. He's 2.3 seconds back. Ram in 3rd place. 4th is Mcram in the Jaguar. 5th is Ryan Racer. Then we have the next grouping, Chopaghetti. Jester just pulls over there to let Chopaghetti through, it looks like. Then we have a
He's
gap
getting an autograph. That's
back
what
to
he's doing.
Felix. 9th place, Ebok. 10th is Saphalicious. 11th is Auto. So Auto, you've used quite a lot less of fuel than everyone else so far. Are you still running in map 6?
Yeah, man.
As Danny has now picked up another penalty. So track limits just being absolutely abused here by the top drivers. It seems like they don't really seem to care about them at all. So depending on how you guys feel, I wouldn't worry too much about it either.
We're not racing them. They're all top
I'd
split.
like to get to the end with no red dot.
That's all I'm trying to do. Saphalicious got another one.
He's 3 seconds behind. He's 2.8. I'm on. You're just behind him, are you, Auto?
So if we take a look at the fuel usage so far after a lap and a half,
Thank you.
Ryan Racer, I would say, is on about 85%. He's used up a little bit less than the Jaguar. Smoke also on about 80%. Louis a little bit less than that, maybe 78. Whereas Danny has probably used the most out of that leading group. He is probably on about 77. If we come down to 6th place, Chupaghetti, yeah, he's about the same as what Danny, so those two are pushing all out, but Chupaghetti is obviously going to try and push to catch back up after his opening lap mistake. Jester on about 80%, I'd say. And Auto, you are probably on, what's that, about 88?
Yeah, 89 coming up to Mulsanne hairpin.
There you go. So Auto with the alternate strategy. It's running quite a bit off the pace though with the fuel map 6. So we'll see if that plays out for you later in the race or not. So jumping back up to the leader here, Danny is pulled out a 3.1 second gap already, but he has 2.4 seconds worth of penalties. Louis has pulled away from Ram, who is now dropped 2 seconds behind, so he's 5.3 off of the lead. And then the next group is Ryan and Mcram with Chupaghetti just pulling up behind them now. He's just outside of the slipstream, 0.79 of a second behind. So Chupaghetti should catch up to them through the Porsche curbs up here. Let's take a little ride on board with him as we go through this section, see if he can make up this ground. So beautiful stuff there from Chupaghetti. He made up 4 tenths on Ryan and Mcram through the Porsche curves there. So we'll stay on board as we come into the Ford chicane. And then the final chicane. Chupaghetti goes very wide out there, but he's going to get an excellent run here on Mcram. Let's see if he can get past as we come into the first corner and then into the Dunlop chicane. Yes, Chupaghetti has gotten past before we reach the Dunlop chicane, so that's up into 5th place for Chupaghetti. It looks like he's got really good pace, probably enough pace to challenge Louis for 2nd place, certainly enough for Ram up in 3rd, but he has a lot of work to do. He's already 10.9 off of the lead, so that puts him 4.5 seconds behind Smokescreen, but it's a long race, so we'll see if we can make it up. So as we come into the first chicane, Ryan Racer has a big sideways moment. Let's take a look at that on the replay. So we see him checking in the mirrors there. He's got Chapaghetti behind him. Probably thinks Chapaghetti's going to go for a move. You can see he locks up. It just breaks way too late. Does a good job to catch it though. And it looks like Chapaghetti has gotten up ahead. Will Ryan make a move back past him at this second chicane or not? No, he follows him through. But of course now he's going to have a slipstream as we come down this third straight. Obviously one of the big advantages for the Ferrari is its 7th gear, so it's able to save fuel, usually a lot better than some of the other cars in Group 4. Bit of a struggle to get the car slowed down there, but has a nice exit out of Mulsanne. As we go back up with our leader, Danny Racing, 4.4 seconds up the road, very comfortably leading in the Corvette. Down to about 70% fuel usage now, whereas Louis Marino is on about 74% in the GTR. 74% for smokescreen in the McLaren, and Chapaghetti, having used the most fuel of anyone, is probably riding at about 66% remaining.
Are you pushing auto or?
Nah, man. I wasn't even going to say anything until we got up onto a nice straight bit. We'll just worry about it on Mulsanne, dude. We're still gapping idiot behind us, so we're sweet.
Yeah, I'm fucking around with the fuel on the straights, so I'm powering it up, so I should pull you along a bit, alright.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm just running on burn 3 at the moment, but I'm short shifting a bit, so...
Yep, Auto, you and Ebook have used dead on the same amount of fuel, 75% each. So you're about 22 seconds behind Jester at the moment. Jester's currently running in 7th.
How's he doing, man?
So Jester's probably at about 66% at the moment on fuel. His left side tyres look a little bit rough. How's that compared to you guys? Yeah, his tyres are a lot more rough than what yours are, Evolk. But obviously he's pushing a lot harder. He's running 6 seconds a lap faster at the moment.
Oh, yeah, I can see him up on the big screen.
Oh, sorry.
That's all cool, dude. Don't stress, man. 2-hour race.
Already looking like a pretty lonely race for Smokescreen in 3rd. He's dropped back from Louis now by 4 seconds. But he does have Chapaghetti behind him by 3.5, and it looks like Chapaghetti is starting to close up a little bit. If we take a look at their sector times from this lap, Chapaghetti's already gained 0.8 of a second just on this lap alone. So Chapaghetti working with Ryan Racer, the two drivers from Asia. So we've got a McLaren and a Ferrari. Although now it seems that Ryan's just starting to fall back a little bit from him. He's still in the slipstream, but not close enough to give Chapaghetti a bump down the straight. So Chapaghetti's not going to be getting much advantage from that. big snap of oversteer for Chapaghetti there as we go through the PlayStation chicane. Almost lost it. Chapaghetti's gotten the gap to under 3 seconds now, so closing up on Smokescreen pretty quickly. But as we've already said, Chapaghetti's used a lot more fuel than what Smokescreen has.
Yeah, alright, here we go.
Backing off.
I've gone back to burn 1. E-bolt?
Yep. Yep.
I'll jump in my toe
through
because we don't want that idiot behind.
Yeah.
I reckon just throw it in.
I've gone to 1. I've gone to 1. I've been throwing it from 1 down the straights and 1, 2, 3 down the straights, depending on the gap behind you. And you'll notice the clown behind you there.
Yeah, he's getting too close. Jeez, Pommy Boy took off quick, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, we'll catch him.
Now, Danny Racing is out there driving around as if he's doing qualifying laps. He's done 2 4:15s and now just set the fastest lap of the race at 4 minutes 14.7 as he is absolutely attacking the curves at those final 2 chicanes. Ryan Racer has caught right back up to Chapaghetti, so this is actually a good thing because now down the straights he'll be able to give him bump draft, which is going to help them catch up to Ram Smokescreen even quicker. So actually really good driving here from Chapaghetti. Other than his first lap incident, he hasn't picked up a single penalty so far, so props to Chapaghetti for being able to jump on without basically doing any practice for this. It's right on the pace.
Keep going, Auto.
Cool. You got a gap on him?
We have had a commentator's curse there.
3.5 seconds.
Chapaghetti run wide.
Oh,
a little bit more than what it is to you.
Right hander at the beginning of the straight. No, he doesn't manage to avoid the penalty. Fortunately for Ryan, he just seems to really struggle through the chicanes and tends to drop back, so he's already lost the slip. So once again, Chapaghetti's not going to get any advantage from a bump draft down this straight as we head towards the PlayStation chicane. Or is this one not the PlayStation chicane? No, this is the Michelin chicane, sorry.
How'd you go with the save behind me for the lap and a bit, Auto?
I'm on 60% now.
61.
Wasn't too bad.
How did you drop back? 5 seconds, Evo.
Just rolling in corners.
Okay.
Haven't made a mistake yet. Haven't picked up a penalty.
Yeah, fuel usage looks good for both of you. You're doing less fuel than anyone else is.
Sweet.
Pretty much everyone else is under halfway now. Actually, Ryan Racer, I mean, the Ferrari obviously is very, very good. So Ryan Racer is one of the others who's still up over 50%.
Could you please bring up Smoke on the big screen, dude? I just want to check his fuel burn.
Sure thing, yeah. So Smoke is just sitting on just over 50% right now. He's lapping in the high 417s. He's got Chuppagetti coming up behind him.
How's his fuel burn compared to the boys in front? Because I think what he's doing is what he was experimenting in our race earlier, which is doing one less stop. If he can do that, that's going to save him about a minute, so he can afford to hemorrhage about a second a lap to them. But it depends on his fuel.
Absolutely. He's doing better on fuel than everyone else. Danny is well under the 50% mark now. Louis has just gone under 50. Obviously, Ram just sitting on the 50. Chuppagetti, he's been burning a lot trying to catch back up because he had that mistake on that incident on the first lap where he dropped back to like 6th or 7th place. So Chuppagetti's used a lot of fuel to try and get back up into a higher position. So I think Chuppagetti's probably sitting at about 40% right now. He's got the worst fuel usage of anyone. Ryan's fuel usage is really good, but he is in the Ferrari, of course. As we see him actually just run wide there, but he doesn't pick up a penalty. Mkrem in the Jag has picked up 3.3 seconds worth of penalties. They're just below 50% fuel right now as they begin their 6th lap. Jester sitting under 50%, probably at about 45. He's doing some very consistent lap times though. He's just done 2:21s back to back.
Is he by himself?
Yeah, Jester's all by himself.
Oh, awesome. Head down. Nice work, buddy.
Yeah, he's doing really well.
Oh, shit, yeah. Nice times. Sweet.
But yeah, Danny just continues to push like a complete madman. He's just done a 4:14.899, and on this 6th lap he's now a 10th up on his fastest lap, which was a 14.7, so absolutely on it. So it looks like Chuppagetti's finally picked himself up a penalty.
Yeah, I got one as well. Looking at the big screen.
Eyes on the road, Otto. Eyes on the road.
Shut up. I know. Shut up. I know what I'm doing. Just not doing it.
How was your drink?
I would be probably being taken to the hospital by now if I took a shot for every penalty. And Chuppagetti just picked up another one, a half second there. Let's see if we can catch it and see what happens. So as we enter the Michelin chicane, I think he's just going to run, runs too wide at the exit there. That's a really unfortunate one because that's one where you don't actually gain any time from it. You just lose time and then you pick up a penalty as well. Very, very harsh. So it looks like Chuppagetti's charge has died down a little bit. The gap to smoke screen seems to have stabilized at around 2.5 seconds. As I say that, it's starting to come down a little bit now.
You idiot, he can't drive behind the person.
What happened?
He just coming out of the last chicane, he was right up behind me. And it's like either go past, he just sat there and then he spun coming out.
You got some dead bugs on your windscreen.
Yeah, I forgot. I was more worried about him when I was going down the straight than fixing that.
Oh, you're blue sector, so maybe it's now you got your left indicator. Sorry, your right indicator on.
I just did handbrake too.
This is like me when I got my Megane and all of the controls were on the other side, what I was used to from when I had my Lancer. And I was just driving around, going around roundabouts with my windscreen wipers on. Doing shit like that.
All good now.
All good. Sorted it out.
And I stayed on track doing it.
So Danny absolutely cruising out in front, 10.7 seconds ahead of Louis Marino. So I'm just going to drop out of the party because I'm going to go over and jump on the Discord chat with those guys for 30 seconds or so and just check in with them. So I'll be back. Hey guys, how's it going? Not bad. Man, Danny, you were out there driving as if you're doing qualifying laps. Absolutely amazing pace. And Choppagetti, it seemed like you... Yeah, Chopper, you were gaining on smokescreen for several laps there, but it seems like your charge has died down a little bit. Are you just going into a more fuel-conserving approach now, or what are you doing?
No, I'm just shifting earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just chilling, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, come on! What the fuck? Come on! You gotta get me close, oh yeah! You gotta get me close now!
Alright, chap. Well, good luck with catching smoke. I'll check back in with you a bit later on in the race.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Bye. So,
Fuel, I've still got 45%.
I
seems like Choppagetti was
fuel.
very focused. Not really giving me many answers to my questions.
Bugger.
That's alright.
His engineer's not spilling his guts, damn it.
No, he's on a mission. He needs to catch up to smoke. He's well and truly dropped
Fuck,
around
I
racing.
finally got a penalty. Half a second, damn.
See if we can pick that up. Yeah, I just missed it on the replay. Still, great job to do 6 laps without getting one.
Yeah, I've done what I'm not going that quick.
Yeah.
Beat me by 1 lap.
25, 27, 28.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the fuel shakes out, because if you can do a stop less, then you know you might make up 4 or 5 positions on where you are now. Obviously, the leaders are out of touch, with you already being a minute and a half behind, but I guess that's what makes endurance racing interesting.
Yeah.
So probably about a lap away from our first pit stops, as Danny has picked up another 2 penalties. He's up to 4.7 seconds worth. Jester continues to do a good job. He's just set his first lap sub 20, so he's just improving all the time.
Sweet.
He's just under 25% on the fuel usage. A bit of a slow lap for you on that last one, Auto. 23.5.
Fuel burn 3, mate.
Just, yeah, saving fuel. Okay.
And short shifting as well. It was basically a case of trying to get away from Sacrilegious, but he ended up just dropping out now anyway, so...
Yeah.
I'm not in too much of a hurry at the moment.
So if we look at the quickest lap times for everyone, Danny Racing 14.7, Louis Marino 14.5, Choppagetti 16.5, Ram Smokescreen 16.6, Ryan Racer 16.5, Mcrem on an 18.5, Jester on a 19.9, Freelix on a 20.7, Auto on a 19.6, Ebulk on a 25.3, and Ayara on a 23.8. Oh, Danny has gone off and spun at Indianapolis.
Oh, get there on the big... Oh, that's a huge one too. Oh,
So
sweet.
we see he just goes in too deep, gets it onto the sands, tries to recover, but around he goes into the barrier. That would probably be rear damage if we were running with damage on. So he's dropped, his 12-second lead has been halved down to 6.6. On the upside, he did burn off half a second of his penalties. So you win
point.
some, you
Did he get any
lose
more
some.
penalties for that?
No, he didn't. I don't think barrier contact penalty is on. It was definitely a big clunk into the barrier though. I think it's just that point in the race where concentration's starting to go, and Danny is coming into the pits, so... So 10% fuel usage after 8 laps left, 90% rather. So Louis saved 5% less, so that's another second worth in the pits. It looks like Ram is going through, so Ram saved over a lap over Danny. So that's going to be interesting to see if this is going to be enough fuel saving that he can not have to do an extra pit stop at the end.
Oh, fuck, I'm on the same target as him too. Fuck off. Have a look at my fuel.
Ryan Racer, Mcrem, they both go through to do another lap. Let's see, Jester, is he going to have enough? It looks like he is going to be right on the edge of it, but he does go through to do another lap. As Auto comes up to the Ford chicane, you are just a lick under 25%. So how does that compare to Smokes?
I'm on his target.
Just, you're used a little bit less than him. He's probably at about 20, 22. And yeah, you're just a lick under 25, right?
That's alright. As long as I've got a little bit more than him, I know that I'm running on the same effective strategy.
Yep.
It's exactly what he's doing. He'll pit in 2 laps.
2 laps, you reckon?
Oh. If he... Oh, hang on.
How much you got left? How many laps have you got left on yours?
9, it's 2 laps. So he'll either pit in at the end of lap 10, but I reckon he's going to squeeze it to 11.
Yeah, we'll see if he can squeeze another one. I don't think
he will.
I don't think he could get to 11. That's a nice shot down the straight. You can see pretty much everyone from first all the way down to 8th. Yeah, so Jester's got the flashing red light, so he'll only make it to the end of lap 9. He's got Danny coming up fast on him on the fresh tyres. And it looks like Danny didn't actually take on 100% fuel. That's interesting.
He's going for track position.
Well,
I know what he's doing.
He
He's
already
doing
had it,
reverse.
so I don't think he needed track
No.
position.
It's fine. No. It's for the end. What he's going to do, he's doing a reverse strategy, because the normal strategy, if you go flat out, is 3-stop strategy. But on the final stop, you only need to half fill, because it's a half stint.
That's it.
So
That's what I
he's
did
doing
in the
half
oval race
stint now.
That's what I did in the oval race the other night.
Yeah. So he's getting the half stint out of the way now.
Still, it's going to be interesting. If he's not done the calculations correct, it's going to mean he might end up having to come in for another stop.
Look, I'm gonna stick my neck out and call it. I reckon he's on to what Smoke's up to.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's intentionally short fuel to keep physical track position now, get the short run out of the way, which is going to put him out of sync with Smoke.
Yeah, for sure.
But because I'm behind effectively both of them, I get the beauty of seeing who's screwing the other one best. Because I'm still catching up to... Chuppagetti's going slow, man. Oh no, now he's stretching out.
It'll be interesting to see here if Chuppagetti will be able to get ahead of Smoke when they come into the pits, if the fresh tyres is going to give him enough to make that undercut. So we saw that the pit time is about 56, 57 seconds. Currently Chuppagetti is only 52 seconds behind, so there is a chance here that Smoke will get overtaken in the pits, but we'll see. Although
he should do, but what Smoke will do is it won't... Smoke's strategy won't come into play until when everybody else is coming in for the last half fill. He won't need to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Smoke does go around to do his 10th lap.
Told ya! He'll be in at the end of this one.
Yeah, he's going to have to come in at the end of this one. I don't think he can stretch it out another one. So Jester is in the pits. 2% fuel left, so perfectly timed for him. Both him and Felix actually in the pits together. Let's see this beautiful Golf McLaren come in and take service. Certainly a lot of waiting around for the mechanics until the car finally rocks up. Here we go. So that's 4 new tyres on. Now time for the fuel. Yep, so Jess has come out. He has fueled up to 77%.
Short fuel?
So, he's also short fueled. He has come out 14 seconds behind Auto. Okay, so the outlap is... You gain about 2 or 3 seconds on the outlap, on the lap you pitted. So if we take that into account, that's 55 minus 2, 3, yeah. So it's about 53 seconds, I'd say, for the pit stop. So it's going to be very, very close between Chuppagetti and Smokescreen when Smokescreen just comes in for his pit stop. I mean, you saw just then, Chuppagetti just pulled half a second just through that chicane with the fresh tyres. So given that the gap was only about 2.5 seconds when they went in, I think there's a very good chance that Chapaghetti is going to jump Smoke here. But that could actually play an advantage for Smoke, because it means if Smoke comes out right behind Chapaghetti, he'll just be able to sit in his slipstream, and I don't think Chapaghetti's going to be quick enough to pull away from him and break that toe. So that's just going to be all the advantage for Smoke in the strategy he's obviously running of trying to run one less stop than everyone else. Freelix asked how much penalty does Jester have. Jester currently doesn't have any penalties. He's actually been really good. Hasn't barely picked one up. I think he had maybe 1 or 2, but he's managed to burn them off throughout the race. As we see, Smoke actually now has half a second penalty. Yeah, so Smoke is on red flashing fuel tank now, so he's going to have to pit at the end of this lap. He's coming up into the Porsche curves here. Let's ride on board with him through these curves, as he's probably struggling now on these one medium tyres.
Oh, he's nice through there.
Stop looking at the screen. Whatever.
That's alright, I'm on a straight. It's good.
Straight. Straights end very quickly though.
Yeah, alright.
So into the pits for Smoke. Let's try and get through there without clunking the barrier. Yep, does so nicely. And in he comes with 3% to spare. So Mcrem just manages to roll in with 0%, and so we're going to come here with Chapaghetti as he is now flying around the Porsche curves and entering into the final sector. Is it going to be enough to get past Smoke? Into the forward chicane, into the chicane du Racordanier, and onto the main straight for Chapaghetti. Where is Smokescreen? Are we gonna see him emerge from the pits in front? There he is. He's coming out now. He's just up ahead as Chapaghetti sweeps into the Dunlop curve. He's made up about a second into the brakes through the Dunlop chicane, and there we see the gap as Smoke gets up to speed. It's 1 second, so Chapaghetti made up about 1.5 seconds on the undercut, but obviously now you see he's at 75% fuel, whereas Smokescreen has a nice full tank of fuel. So excellent driving from Smoke so far. We'll see if this strategy is going to pay out for him and that he'll be able to do one less stop than the rest of them at the end. Because at the moment he's 38 seconds behind, but that's behind Ryan Racer. How far is Smoke behind Danny now? So about 21 seconds behind Danny. So Danny needs to essentially triple the gap as to what he has now. And we're 45 minutes into this race, so it's going to be touch and go as to whether Danny can pull enough of a gap over Smokescreen if he's going to have to do one extra stop. Obviously that spin that Danny had at Indianapolis isn't going to help. He lost about 6 seconds there. Jester says, Lounsey. Hey Jester, you should jump back into the chat, man.
To be honest, do you think that's a good idea? Because He's doing really, really well because he's got no distractions. He may be having a boring race, but he's got no distractions.
Yeah,
Like, he's got
it's true.
some massively... He might need help to keep awake in the second half.
Mm. Yeah, Jess is doing absolutely terrific. He just set his... Let's just make sure that's correct. Yeah, his fastest time was 4:19.2, although that was an out lap, so it doesn't count as his fastest lap.
Do you really want to jinx that?
No, of course not. He's gaining a little bit of time on M-Crem, though, so that's interesting. Of course, M-Crem took a full tank of fuel, so...
So did I.
So did you? Yeah. So
Yep.
Jester did the short fuel, so he might gain a little bit of time here on M-Crem through this stint. We'll see if that pans out. Ryan in the Ferrari is obviously doing a terrific job. He is right on the brink of running out of fuel, though. He's obviously going to come into the pits this lap. He has 8.3 seconds worth of penalty, and he's just picked up another one there running wide at... what's the name of that call? Yeah, he's got 8.3
I think I've had maybe
seconds penalty. He just ran wide at the Corvette Virage Corvette. Well, there you go. When you go into the pits, you drop about 2 seconds worth of penalty. Oh, and it looks like Chapaghetti has made a mistake again. He has dropped back 6 seconds from smokescreen. So let's go back on the replay. And yeah, we see Chapaghetti just runs wide there at the Porsche curb into the sand. Very unfortunate for him as he was giving chase to Smoke. So with that, we might
burn
see
6 auto.
him
Sorry.
drop behind Ryan.
What was that, dude?
I'm running on burn 6, mate, and I'll get another lap out of it. If you want to like save fuel and just cruise behind me for a lap.
Cool. Might be a good idea, actually, because I'm on 3, but I'm short shifting.
I'm short shifting on 6.
Damn! Have you pitted yet at all?
Nah.
Damn!
Yeah, so Ebog driving around as if petrol costs $2 a litre.
I thought it does.
Hey, it fucking nearly does, dude.
Add a 0 to it. That'll make
Yeah.
more sense.
$200 a litre. What is this, Venezuela?
I'm still running under 430.
So, we'll go back and take a look at Ayara. How's he doing since the beginning? He's been running 4 minutes 29, so he's actually been running reasonably consistently since his pit stop. He is now 3 minutes 36 off of the leader, so probably will end up getting lapped in this race. He runs a little bit deep there at Mulsanne.
Nah, I'm going to have to go through.
Yep, sweet mate, go. I was just about
Cheers,
to ask
man.
you.
As Danny has once again set fastest lap, 4 minutes 14.4 for Danny, but his penalty time is now up to 5.6. 15 seconds ahead of Louis, so he's gained quite a bit of time in the pit stop phase. Of course, we did see that Danny short filled, whereas I think Marino took on a little bit more. Yep.
Lousy!
I guess Lounsey doesn't like my camera direction. He wants to come in and watch for himself. So Louis
Still in the
has
chat.
5.9 seconds of penalty. Yeah, no, I'm just
What
making
bird are
jokes.
you on? Auto?
I'm on burn 3, but I'm short shifting at 50%.
Okay. Yeah, I've just kicked it up to burn 5. I sort of going quicker than what I was last lap at this.
So
See you, mate. Bye bye. The sun's setting behind you, Auto.
Oh, bugger! I thought you were right on me.
Nah,
Ah, crap.
2.5 seconds. It's alright.
yeah, Sean, we're trying to figure that out as well. Otto is quite convinced that Smoke is going to be able to do one less pit stop than Danny. Danny short fueled for this stint, so clearly he's going with the strategy where usually you take on 100% fuel, and then short fuel for the final stint. But it looks like Danny's gone for his short fuel on the middle stint. Not 100% sure why he would have needed to do that, unless he's...
Because that gives him the second option of being able to change strategy on the fly with enough room to be able to possibly avoid a fuel stop.
Okay, well, there you go.
But it also gives him enough fuel to be able to go for it if he needs to with a sprint, with a splash and dash. Depends on what Smoke does. Danny's not racing Lewis, he's racing Smoke. And I think the two of them know
sure. It seems like Lewis probably isn't going to be in the battle for the win.
Nah, Lewis is just going as hard as he can to keep up with Danny and stay ahead of Smoke. But Danny and Smoke, I'll guarantee you, are playing a really strategic little pit stop game.
Yeah.
And I was lucky enough to see that happen firsthand in that race where all you guys bailed out.
Yeah, if it plays out this way, Sean, then Marino would have the shortest stint at the end compared to Danny. But yeah, kind of, Marino's really in this... He's not really in a fight with anyone at the moment, it seems. Because he's not quick enough to go with Danny.
Policy for Smoke.
Yeah, he's not quick enough to go with Danny, but he also isn't saving enough fuel to do the one less pit stop. So he's kind of, yeah, he's going all out, but doesn't have that ultimate pace of Danny, which if Danny is able to pull out the gap on Smoke, with the way Danny is driving, I mean, he's doing 14s just consistently. The gap's now up to 25 seconds. It would be over 30 if it wasn't for that mistake from Danny just before he made his pit stop. So over the course of a 2-hour race, if he's going to do an extra pit stop, he needs to save about 55 seconds over Smoke. And so as we come up to an hour, we see that he's saved essentially half of that. So he's kind of on pace to be able to do it, but it's going to be touch and go.
What's Smoke's fuel, please, dude?
So Smoke's currently sitting at about 73%.
Cool. I got more fuel than him.
Really consistent times from Smoke. So lap 5 he did a 17.4, lap 7 a 17.3, lap 8 17.4, lap 9 17.6, and now lap 12 17.12, 17.2. So
Knew it.
very good and consistent driving from Smoke. I don't see Danny winning by 20 to 30 seconds, Sean. I mean, as I said, if he's going to do one more pit stop than Ram, then he needs to have saved about 55. He needs to have built up about a 55-second gap. We're almost halfway into the race. He's built up 26, so double that gap, 52.
He won't need to do the 20-minute splash dash.
So how is he going to pull out another 20 to 30 seconds on top of that? I don't foresee that happening. But let's see. It's a long race.
I'm still convinced Smoke's going with the one loss strategy. He's going with the two stop.
Two stop.
Yep.
Yeah, no, for sure Smoke is going to go for the two stop.
He's doing,
and Danny for
so
the three.
far from what I can tell, he's doing exactly the same thing in the race that we were in earlier on, where I was going flat stick. And I saw what he was up to, and I still had to make the last stop.
Now, if you take a look, I'll not do it on Danny because Danny made a mistake. So, for example, for Smoke, he pit on lap 10, right? And so he did a 5 minutes 11. So his usually was doing 4 minutes 17s, and he did a 4 minute 13 on lap 11. So that's his out lap, right? So he gains 4 seconds on the out lap, but he loses 54 seconds on the in lap. So it's about a 50-second pit loss. And yeah, like we said, we're just coming up to halfway, and Danny's only 26 seconds ahead right now. So at this rate, Danny should have enough to get the win, I think. We'll see. Obviously, Danny short fueled for this stint, so he's going to have to show a card early. Yeah, he'll still lose a little bit more time than what this 20 seconds, or now 27 seconds is. But yeah, as we approach the halfway distance, he does have about half of what he needs to get the win.
I'm putting my money on it. I'm going with his theory because all I'm looking at is I'm hoping, realistically in this group, I would have been happy if I was somewhere around 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, shit, got another penalty. Damn it.
Let's take a look. So, Dunlop chicane.
Yeah. Oh, I knew it was coming.
Where was it? Here.
Outside.
Yeah, just too far there on the exit. What was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was the entry.
Oh, the entrance.
Okay. The very first part of it. Way too short.
Yeah, it's hard to tell with the camera angle. Yeah, I don't know.
I couldn't hear Ebok. I could hear him talking, but I can't hear what he's saying.
I haven't been using enough of the curbs. Especially the last corner. I just not cut it, but I used a lot of curbs, and like I didn't get a penalty there. And yeah, I was.
Got to admit, I do love watching these MR cars corner. This always looks so nimble and fierce compared to the
See how
F1s.
good powder coat looks there, man?
Yeah.
Fuck, that looks sexy. Look at that powder coat. That's what you need. Makes everything pop.
Unfortunately, Ryan's connection's a little bit icky, so the car looks a little bit glitchy. So Danny up to 7 seconds off a penalty again in the Corvette. He has a 21-second lead over Louis Marino, who is in second in the GTR with 6.4 seconds worth of penalties. And that's actually another thing to consider, is the penalties at the end of this race.
Will there be a time of how many people have got? No.
Well, it'll just add if you have any penalties still at the end of the race, it adds that to your final time, obviously. So at the moment, Danny is working with a 7-second handicap, now 8 seconds, so he's just picked up another one. Let's see what that was for. So coming into this first chicane, attacks that first curb, gets there on the left. What's going to happen here, just runs too wide there on the exit and picks up the second penalty. So we see just how hard Danny is pushing. He's really attacking these curbs. Oh, that might be another penalty there. Or he just managed to get away with it. No, he just did manage to get away with it. So yeah, with the extra 8 seconds against Danny, it's going to give him all the more challenge to be able to pull out enough of a gap to beat Smoke. So he might beat Smoke on track, but the final classification could fall in the Australians' favour. So a little bit disappointing from Chapaghetti that he wasn't able to continue his charge up to Smokescreen and put a little bit of pressure on him. Obviously, Chapaghetti and Danny Racing quite good friends, so Chapaghetti really could have helped out Danny by, putting more pressure on Smoke. As it is, Smoke's just really been able to drive around and just drive to his target. Once again, really impressive work from Jester, just how consistent his lap times have been. 20.2, 20.0, 20.1.
Fuel's good too, tyres good. Man, seriously, we don't want him in the chat. He's having a fucking awesome race all by himself.
Yep.
He's smashing the granny out of it. Fucking nice work.
But it looks like he's quite well and truly gotten Freelix under control.
What's the gap between Jester and Freelix?
It's sitting at 15 seconds at the moment. It looks like Freelix has a little... Freelix is kind of running in the high 20s, whereas Jester is able to run in the low 20s. So it looks like Jester will probably just continue to pull out that gap as we move forward.
So Jester's coming up through Arnage now. Yes.
Well, that said, let's just take a look at the strategy here. So Jester did short fuel on this stint, didn't he? So
yes,
that's probably he saved about 7 seconds in the pit stop over Freelix, and so that might explain also why he's got a little bit better pace at this stage of the race. So this might be an interesting battle to keep an eye on as we get later on, and the strategies really sort themselves out.
Nah, Jester's got this under control, man.
You reckon?
Yep, Freelix hasn't got enough. Freelix is going to have to do another stop easy.
Yeah, he'll have to do another stop, but obviously
he might have to do the third.
Freelix's next stop is going to be shorter than Jester's, so the gap between them is 15.2 on the road at the moment, but I think it's going to be much closer after the final pits, and so then we'll see in that final stint if Freelix is able to close down Jester or not. So back up with Danny, now 9.4 seconds worth of penalties. So kind of every lap he is gaining a couple of seconds on Smoke on the racetrack, but now he's gone to 11.4, so he just picked up a 2-second penalty for something. Let's take a look at what happened there. I think, yeah, so he picked up a penalty going into the chicane and coming out of it. Interestingly enough, Ram seems to actually be catching up to Louis Marino. So presumably Louis has decided he's going to try and save a little bit of fuel on this stint, because it looks like his pace has dropped down. He's, I think, running pretty consistently in the 15s and 16s earlier, and now he's done quite a few laps on his second stint in the 17s, whereas Ram is doing mid-16s at the moment. And Chopaghetti running around about the same pace, less consistent than what Smoke is, so kind of higher ceiling, lower floor.
Yep.
Ryan had a bit of a messy lap there on lap 15. He dropped 2 seconds off of his average time. He's usually doing 17s. It seems like, yeah, just Ryan just doesn't have the consistency as what these top 4 have. And then coming back to M-Crem looks like he/she has quite good consistency, but just simply overall outright pace. So actually we have Danny coming up to lap the driver who's running in last place, interestingly enough, but I think Danny is not going to get the chance to lap him on this lap because he should be coming into the pits. He does have the red flashing fuel light on.
Yeah, Danny's 3 minutes 45 behind him, so few laps behind me, yeah.
Oh, Danny is trying to burn off all of his penalties here, it looks like.
He's getting ready for the run home. This will be his last stop, I reckon.
So Danny just burnt off all of his penalties before coming into the pits.
Oh, hang on, no, he's still going to have to make one more.
Danny
Oh.
will have to pit again, for sure.
Yeah. Because you need to be able to fill your tank with 40 minutes left to be able to make it.
Okay.
Which is what I'm trying to squeeze out of my ass at the moment.
Yeah, essentially, and he's got 50 minutes left, and in 70 minutes he had to do 2 stops, so that was 35 minutes per stint. So there's no way he can do a 50-minute stint unless he saves a lot of fuel in this last one. So Danny, Louis, and Chopaghetti all come into the pits on this lap, and obviously Smoke goes through and will go into the lead. Ryan also goes through. So presumably Danny will take on a full tank of gas for this one. Yes, so full tank of gas for Danny, and we see that time was a 5-minute 20 for his in-lap because he spent about 10 seconds burning off his penalties. So if we look at it this way, Danny and Smoke probably both now have 1 pit stop to go. Danny is 31.3 seconds behind Smoke, so that's the gap he needs to make up to take this race victory. He's now cleared off his penalties. Smoke only has a 0.2 penalty, so that's nothing to worry about. He can clear that off, just it'll probably come off naturally at some point during the race. Louis short field a little bit, and Chopaghetti field up to full. So Jester's now in the pits. So it's interesting, Jester must have pushed a lot harder on that stint than he did. No, just a short field the first stint, that's right. The first stop, I mean. So
He
presumably,
needs to fill.
yeah, he should fuel up to 100 here. Let's take a look. Yep, so Jester goes up to 100, so he's on pretty much an identical strategy to Danny.
Sweet, he's already out, yes?
Yes, he is out, and you are 12, 10 seconds behind by the time you get up to speed, I guess. Or even less, 9.5.
Oh, cool. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going to be getting in his way.
Yep. So, Otto, your fuel, what's that, about 45%?
Yep.
Smokes is at about 27. So you used up a lot less fuel than what Smoke has for this second stint.
That confirms it. All I have to do is just, let's say I've got 4.7 laps of fuel left. I can consistently punch out these 23s, that's not a problem. So all I have to do is get down to less than 40 minutes and I can put as much fuel as I need, fuel burn one, and just rag the fuck out of it.
Yeah, well, if you can do 419s once you get into that final stint, then you're pretty set, right? It'll be interesting to see if you'll be able to catch up to Jester for that final stint or not.
Well, he's effectively just halved that gap for me because he's still going to have to pit. If he's running around on 20s, he's going to have to pit.
Yeah, you essentially, it's the same situation as Danny and Smoke, so you're both going to have to pit one more time. You're 9 seconds behind.
I only have to pit once.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So you'll both pit one more time. So he'll pit later on, you'll pit in a couple of laps, and he'll pit towards the end of the race, I'm guessing.
It's insane how much they must have been cutting curves, because I've started to cut them a bit now.
Fuck, his tyres are gorgeous.
Well, Danny has done a good job to make it through this outlap without picking up a single penalty. Yeah, so if we compare the in-lap of Chopaghetti and Danny, Danny's was 12 seconds slower, so that's how much time Danny lost burning off those penalties. So I'm just gonna go put some food in the oven. So I'll just leave it with smoke.
Oh, that's rubbing it in our faces, mate.
What
I
is
know, right?
going to eat? Sorry, guys. Well, hey, by the time the food's ready, the race will basically be over anyway.
Oh, sweet,
so...
then I can have some. Alright,
yeah, come over and have some. I'll be back. Hey man, you're driving phenomenally. I gotta say, your consistency is probably just about the best out there. Oh yeah? Well, are you gonna try and not stop again? Okay. Yeah. Felix, he has to pit the end of this lap. He's on red. Auto has about 40%, 33%, I'd say. Yep, no problems. So up in the lead, it's pretty interesting. It looks like both Danny and Smoke are going to have to stop one more time. Smoke has a 30-second deficit to Danny though, so... sorry, the other way around. Danny has a 30-second deficit to Smoke, so that's what he has to... well, Smoke is going to be doing one less stop than what Danny is. So... And yeah, Danny had about 12 seconds worth of penalties that he burnt off just before this pit stop. And he had a crash at Indianapolis, so... he's by far being the fastest driver out there, but yeah, he's making a lot of mistakes in terms of penalties, whereas Smoke is just driving very consistently like you are. Yeah, anyway, I'll jump back over to the main party and I'll check back in with you later. No problems.
And Roland.
Alright, back guys.
So Ram still hasn't done his second stop yet, has he?
No, Ram has not stopped yet, but he should be in at the end of this lap.
Cool. Sweet! Smoke's in.
He didn't catch me.
So Danny on his first full stint did 8 laps. So far on this stint he's done 3. So theoretically he could do another 5, which would get him obviously to 8. 5 times 4 is what, 20 minutes times another minute.
Is Ryan Racer pitted?
No, Ryan Racer has not pitted.
Danny, is he pitted?
Yeah, Danny's pitted.
How far is he behind Ryan Racer?
1.7. So I'm just wondering if with fuel saving, Danny can go until the end of the race, because he's definitely lowered his pace and using less fuel in this stint.
That says to me that he's only just now clicked what Ram's up to. The fact that he's only just all of a sudden snap rolling out of it now, I reckon he's only just fucking clicked.
That's going to be interesting. Because yeah, I was definitely been working under the assumption that he's going to pit again.
Which means he was probably thinking that somebody else is going to pit again, but if that person doesn't pit again, and all of a sudden you're less than 30 minutes, or about 30 minutes from the end, and you're like, hang on a minute.
Yeah, because Smoke obviously is absolutely not pitting again.
Alright, Chester's coming in for his final.
So Smoke came out with full fuel. So a little bit surprising to see Jester come into the pits already, because he's obviously still got 72% fuel left.
Because he knows that all he has to 35 minutes is the magic number to go flat out, full burn, nothing. The ragged number, dude. He knows the ragged number is 35. So I'm going to do my stop at the end of this lap. And I've got burn 1 all ready to go.
I'm trying to do a one-stopper meta.
Yeah.
Just for shits and giggles.
Just for shits and giggles, see if it can be done.
And not get lapped. Three minutes 46 behind Danny Racer.
Yeah.
So I don't like the chances of that.
Don't like your chances. Yeah, he's doing 4:15s now, and what you're doing 4:30 somethings.
Yeah.
So
fuel burn 6, and I'm not even seeing the red come up on the bloody.
Yeah.
On the shift. Doing that Wollongong drive.
So. Yeah, Danny is definitely using a lot less fuel in this stint. He's
clicked.
Still above
He's clicked.
50%. And this will be, because he pitted on lap 16, so 17, 18, 19, 20. This will be his 4th lap, and he's still above 50. Or he only made 8 laps last time. So he's on track to make about 9 laps, I'd say.
Because he'll know that the 2 guys behind him have still got one more splash at around about 10-15 minutes. Have a look at their fuel.
Well, Ryan obviously is going to have to pit again. Yeah. Louis under 50%, so we'll see.
He's going to have to pit. You can't get away with the 50% until 20-minute mark.
Okay. Obviously, Ram will not have to. Yeah. Challenge.
Be quick, or you can't do it.
I'm thinking about all this on the fly, dude. Get your act together.
I'm getting the paper, mate. Do you need anything?
Yeah, could you please pick us up another bottle of vodka? Something tells me we're going to need it for meta. And what he don't finish, I'll shot.
Because we should have seven or 8 laps to go.
Should we? Because I've got 7.5 laps of fuel left.
Well, yeah, we have 32 minutes essentially remaining, right? 32 minutes. Danny is doing 4 minutes 15, so that's 4.25. Yeah, 7.5. So call at the end of this one, 22 plus 7, so potentially...
Well, I'm like just over half throttle too.
Well, if we have 7.5 laps to go, is that right? 7 times 4 is 28.
28.
Yeah, then the extra, 15, yeah. So there's no way Danny can make this fuel last until the end, can he?
No.
If he has to do another 7 on this tank, and he's at half fuel, and the most he's stretched it so far is 8, he's looking on track to stretch this one until 9, but he's already done 4, so we'd need to do a 13 lap stint on this tank of fuel. I don't think it can be done, but we'll see. Ram's currently 25.7 down the road. So Chopaghetti 4.7 back off of Ram. Half a tank of fuel for Chopaghetti as well. So again, that's probably going to be a struggle for him to get to the end of this race. Maybe the McLaren can do it? I don't know. What do you think, Sean?
Oh.
Danny now at 50, he's just gone under 50% on his fuel. And he's just over halfway, so he's just done under 4.5 laps, and he needs to make this go like 11, 12, 13 laps. So he'll need to do a lot more fuel saving, I think, if he wants to get this tank to the end. He's just picked up himself another penalty there. So presumably he cuts the inside of the curb here at Indianapolis. No? I do not understand what that penalty is for at all then.
There's actually an invisible white line outside of that curb, but
Okay.
you can't see it properly because it's covered up by tyres. But you can sort of just, trust me, it's there. That's why you got the penalty.
Hey Chevy, thanks. Just trying to make sense of the strategy right now as to whether Danny can make this fuel last to the end of the race. I don't think he can, at least not at the rate he's been using it. As he goes wide there, you know, I think Danny is now back into full push mode. I think he's realised that he's not going to be able to, as he picks up a 1.5 second penalty for going wide there at the Corvette curb, you see, just past the white line.
There you go, Danny's going to splash and dash.
Yeah, so Danny, so there we go. Obviously Danny decided fuel saving wasn't going to be able to get him to the end of this race, so he's going to have to come into the pits here, take on some fuel. So advantage back to Smokescreen in this battle for the 24-hour of Le Mans, or 2-hour of Le Mans as we are doing here on GT Sport today. So as we now take a look at Ram, he's only got 1.1 seconds worth of penalty. He's doing absolutely terrific in the McLaren 650S. Easily on pace to make it to the end of this race without having to stop again. And we see Danny, he's fueled up to 93. So Danny probably regretting his choice to take that short fuel at his first pit stop. Because it's now kind of, and he cuts the chicane big time there at Dunlop. assuming he's going to get himself a penalty. Yeah, but 1 second penalty there. So Danny now going to be all out pushing to try and catch up to Smokescreen. He is only 10 seconds behind though, so doesn't actually have that much to make up. But he does have 6.4 seconds worth of penalty, and for every couple of seconds he gains per lap on time over Smoke, he seems to pick up about a penalty every lap. So interesting final phase to this race. We'll see how it all plays out. So we'll check in with Jester now. He's down there.
Did he have an off?
Jester, no, he pitted, remember?
No, I was at the start of this lap. I came out of the pits 20 seconds behind him.
Okay, and now you're 13. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'll go back as far as I can on the replay and see. No,
Cool.
Not far enough back. So
That's all right. Nah. If it was anywhere, I think it was Indianapolis or Anage.
yeah, Chevy said that he had an off.
I just got lapped. There you go.
You just got lapped?
Yep. But he's carrying around 11.7 seconds worth of penalties. That's fucking... That's wrong.
Yeah.
Because when you look at what you gain when you cut, it's nuts. Look,
Yeah,
I've
for
got
some of them,
I've
for
got
sure.
some 33s and a 31, and I'm on fuel burn 6. I've been on fuel burn 6, and I'm running 4 minute 30s. All right, it's not quick, but and that's half throttle in some places, just through cut and accelerating down the straight in 7, 3/4 throttle, taking off penalties.
Yeah.
He's
So what's
fucking
Ryan
all over
doing?
the place.
Yeah, he is all over the place. Why is he slowing down so much?
I don't care if I'm a lap down. You care if he's not going to ghost.
I think he's struggling to reach the end of this lap on field or something.
Maybe he should have.
Probably should have pitted at the end of the last lap. But you've got Louis coming up behind you now. Presumably Louis will be able to make it to the end on this fuel load. He's got about 27% left. I don't know. What do you think, Watto? He filled up to full on lap 15.
Is he coming up looking like he's going to... I'll let him go past.
Who's that?
Louis Marino.
No, I pulled off track and I didn't want to interfere with his race fight.
Yeah.
What's Louis should have to pit.
I'll come back to it soon.
Ram's gonna have to
Yeah,
pit. There you go.
both
Told
Louis
ya.
and Ryan
Right
go
on
into the
cue.
pits.
Well, he cost me 5 seconds in my race. That's going to destroy my race time.
For sure.
Damn, I'd be writing a strongly worded email to his manager.
So Chapaghetti also comes into the pits. So
Chapaghetti
here we go.
has to.
Final showdown here. We've got Ram 10.2 ahead of Danny, but Danny is quickly catching. So it'll be interesting to see how quickly Danny can catch up and how many penalties he'll have when he does. Because whatever he has in penalties when he catches up, he's going to have to pull out that as a lead over Smoke before they cross the line. Otherwise, that'll get added to his final finishing time. So we might see Smoke not take the victory on the track, but get the victory.
He's going to be coming up to pass me after the first chicane, I'd say.
Yep.
Or coming into the second chicane.
I'll be right back, guys. I'm just gonna grab my food out the oven. Well, it looks like I'm not the only one who got their calculations wrong. Sorry, that Danny's not the only one who got his calculations wrong, as I seem to have not heated up my food for long enough, so it's back in the oven for me. And
Oh shit, Dan crack.
we are with you again. So Smoke, 1.1 second penalty. Danny, 8.9. He's 9.4 seconds behind. Let's see if I can get Danny up on the Discord and just get his feelings about this last phase of the race.
Well, let him know that when he's coming up behind me, I'm going to move out of his way for him.
Alrighty. Danny, you reckon you're going to get him?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty easy. You've got 8.8 seconds of penalty.
Was really caught me out. Immediate work.
20 minutes remaining, guys. 20 minutes.
Yep, 20 minutes remaining. You're 9.8 seconds off of him. You're capable of running about 2 seconds a lap faster, so you should catch him on the track, but you do have 8.8 seconds of a penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so...
don't know whether I can catch him now because I didn't change the tires, so...
Yeah. Oh, you
Yeah,
didn't
I got
change the
low
tires.
fuel, but the tires are not good already. They're
So-
not optimum, so I can't catch him up now.
Can't catch him up. You're catching up to Ebulk here to lap him. Ebulk said he's just going to move out of your way, so no problems there.
I'm seeing that. The time I said thanks.
Yep. Alright, no problem. So, well, we're all watching, excited to see if you can catch him. Good luck.
Alright, thank you.
Bye. Yeah, Danny says thanks, in case you didn't hear
I
that.
heard him. I heard it all, mate. Thank you.
Yeah, so something we didn't notice was that Danny didn't change the tyres at his pit stop to try and save a little bit of time, but it seems to have cost him now because he feels like he can't push to the ultimate pace, and he's actually very lucky to not pick up another penalty there. We're just going to watch that replay as he goes through the Corvette curve. He definitely went wide here, but maybe he just backed off of the throttle. No, it was well off the track, but gets away with it. It doesn't get a penalty. Meanwhile, Smoke has 1.1 seconds worth of penalty. He did a 4 minutes 16.6 on that lap to Danny's 4 minutes 16.1. So, doesn't look like Danny will be able to get him. It's going to be close, we'll see. So, taking a look back down through the field. Oh, what happened here? We've got a fight between Louis and Ryan Racer, I think. Louis might have just gone ahead of him. No. I think it was just a little bit of a glitch on the timing screen which showed Ryan as ahead for a second, but yeah, you see that. So quietly, Mcrem has done a great job in the Jaguar, just kind of sitting in there. He's not going to have to pit again, and is ahead of Chapaghetti. We'll see if Chapaghetti can chase Mcrem down and get past before the end of the race, only for 4.9 seconds back. Frelix in 7th place at the moment, sitting a minute behind Chapaghetti. Frelix should get to the end. He's got half a tank of fuel. Jester, half a tank of fuel, 21 seconds back. Not really sure why Jester made that extra pit stop. I think he probably could have fuel saved and gotten to the end, but maybe not. I mean, he had the same amount of fuel as Smoke at the time, so it's probably a possibility for him to do it, but anyway. Auto in 9th place right now, 0.1 second of a penalty. He just did his fastest lap of the race at 4:19 flat, so good pace from Auto now that he is on fuel burn 1 and just going for the push. Can he catch up to Jester in these final laps? It's actually quite a similar situation between Auto and Jester and Danny and Smoke, because if we take a look at the gap between Danny and Smoke right now, it's 9.6 seconds, 9.5 seconds. The gap between Auto and Jester is actually now down to 8.3 seconds, so Auto should be able to catch up to Jester, I think, by the end of the race, and it will be a good little battle between these two. And Ebulk still going along, trying to make this one stop work for him.
5 laps of fuel left.
5
16
laps
minutes.
to go. Yeah, I think you're...
I can turn it
Yeah.
up before
You should be fine, I reckon.
and let it rev a bit. Just watch me tyres now.
Yep.
So maybe I turn it back down.
No, your tyres are pretty
Yeah,
good, I
they're
think.
okay.
That's it. Chalky milk time.
Yeah, you're gonna have a where are you? Mid-straight snack. Thought you were gonna go straight into the barrier then.
Who's that?
Auto.
Ah.
Fake.
So if we take a look at the leaders again, actually, Smoke has pulled out a little bit. The gap momentarily went up to 10 seconds there, so it looks like Danny's run is well and truly over with 9.8 seconds worth of penalties. I don't think... It's basically going to take a mistake from Smoke now for Danny to get this. So how's it going, man? Do you hear me, Justin? No, it seems like Jester has his headset off, so we'll give him 30 seconds or so, see if he comes back on, ask him his thoughts on the race. In the meantime, I might go check on my chicken that's in the oven. Sneak away while we still have some time before the final showdown. Yeah. Hey. Yeah, so you decided to come into the pits for the extra splash and dash. What were your thoughts there? You just ended it? Okay, yeah. Yeah, Danny did the same thing. He didn't take the tyres and now he's paying the penalty. He's not able to close the gap on Smoke, so it's looking like Smoke's going to take this. Felix, yep. I can imagine. Yeah, I don't think I've ever done a race this long, that's for sure. But it's pretty good that, like, I'm impressed that kind of everyone stuck around for it. Like, only one person dropped out, and I'm not sure if that was just they got disconnected or not. So, yeah, even E-Bulk has kind of set a challenge for himself to do a one-stopper, just so he's, like, has something to aim for. Auto's obviously on the push now, he's catching up to you, but, yeah, it seems like it's gonna be a win for Smoke, which is just super impressive. Yeah. Anyway, he had that. incident in the first lap. I don't know what happened. Kind of missed it with everything that was going on. And then he's just made a bunch of like small mistakes throughout, and kind of just I don't think now he's taking it obviously all that seriously. He's even fallen back into 6th, but he is catching up to whoever M Crem is. So he'll probably catch up to them in the next lap or two. Yep. Alright, cheers. Alright, I'll check back in with you after the race.
Guess what?
What's up?
I did my first 17, motherfucker.
17.8. Wow, yeah, your pace has just been rapid these last couple of laps. 18.5 and then a 17.8. So that's crazy. Ooh, Ryan almost had a little bit of an off there. So
Yeah, they just come back up and par, got out of their way coming up into the chicane.
yeah, well, it looks like Ryan's trying to burn off his penalties now, so you're going to go back past him and then have to give the position back again. No, I don't know. He should be fine for fuel, especially the Ferrari.
He's going to split probably, because it's not as much slower than...
Nah, Ryan... it's funny, Ryan just burnt all his penalties and then immediately picked up another one. Oh boy. Danny's burned all his off and he's dropped back to 20.9 behind Smoke. So looks like Smoke is just going to cruise home for the win in these last few laps that are remaining. Obviously now that Ryan's burned off his penalties, he's dropped right off the back of Louis, 5.5 seconds behind him. We'll see if he can catch that back up or not. M-Crem getting chased down by Chapaghetti, so M-Crem has been doing 17s very consistently. Chapaghetti is doing 16s and 17s, is a little bit more all over the pace on his lap times, but he is just catching up to M-Crem, so should catch him, I think, by the next lap, maybe lap 28. We'll see how that one plays out. Freelix, I think, has had a very, very, very quiet race, just basically been on his own the whole time. Jester's kicking himself a little bit. He had an off.
What's Ryan doing? He's sitting
several
behind me,
laps
he's not making an effort. Is he saving fuel, or...?
I'm not sure what, because obviously I can't see what his fuel map is, but he has 25% fuel left, so there's no reason why he should be needing to save it.
He's coming up the penalty again.
Because there's only essentially 2 laps remaining after this one.
I'm on fuel burn too, that's all. He's just coming up here. I don't want to interfere with his race, but he's let the other guy go by dropping all his fucking penalties off.
Yeah. No, you are ghosted.
Would I be ghosted?
You are ghosted, okay, so it's okay. So whatever happens, you can't crash into him or anything like that. Yeah, he's gone past you now.
Yeah, I'll let him go past.
So I'll chuck it on. Who's closer, Chapaghetti to M-Crem or Auto to Jester? Ooh, it's about even. So we'll leave it. We'll go on board with Auto as I go check my dinner again. And
Good luck with
Pressure.
your dinner.
enjoy, guys. Oh, what happened? I've noticed you're ahead of Jester now. Did I miss something?
No, he was burning off his
Burning
penalty.
penalty? Okay. So Chapaghetti's still 2 seconds behind Mkrem. So we'll ride on board with Jester then. See if he can get back up into your slip.
Should be able to. I'm short shifting like a boss.
Is that their last lap now, or?
No, still 6 minutes.
So the next one will be.
Oh, big moment there for Jester. Did a good job to save it from completely going off, but yeah, just comes into the Porsche curve here. It looks like he just put a wheel on the grass, and yeah, just goes off and gets reset. It's a shame that the reset penalty, the resetting is so strong, because he definitely lost more time getting reset than if he'd just been able to drive back onto the track, because he didn't actually go that far off.
Yeah, I'm gauging, dude. You can go through me.
Alrighty, so we have Chapaghetti, Mkrem, and Ebog all sharing the same piece of track just about. Chapaghetti has closed up to 1.6 behind.
Oh, I got Ghost. I can't hit this dude along.
Yeah, no, you can't bump him, unfortunately. Hey, Dan Holland, joining us in the chat. It's a shame you weren't out here driving, Dan. I don't know if you like Le Mans or not, but it's been a fairly entertaining race. Danny went for the kind of all-out push strategy, whereas Smoke, he fuel saved and has been able to do one less pit.
Go through me, buddy. Go through me.
And so kind of as a result, Smoke he came out with about a 10-second lead after Danny's last pit stop, but Danny had so many penalties that after he burnt them all, he just ended up 20 seconds behind, and he just continues picking up penalties. Plus Danny didn't take on tyres at his last stop in an attempt to try and save a little bit of time. Yeah, fair enough with taking the break, man. I mean, after everything that's happened with you in that Nations season, I don't blame you. But we're going to have an exciting last couple of minutes to this race as Chapaghetti tries to chase down Mkrem and get past.
Oh, he's going to make us do one more lap. Bugger.
Let's take a look. Where is Smoke? Yeah, so Smoke just crossed the line to start the 28th lap. So yeah, you guys, well this should be the final lap, because you'll get the final lap flag when the 2 minutes 20 runs out. So yeah, 28 laps is all that you guys are going to have to do. So as much as we'd like to ride along with Smoke for his victory lap, let's stay here with Chapaghetti and Mkrem, as we'll see if...
Yeah, that one's a much better battle.
See if Mkrem can stay ahead of Chapaghetti. By the way, guys, in a show of solidarity with you drivers, I am busting for a piss, but I'm not going to step away to use the toilet, because I know you guys
right,
can't.
You're not. It's potentially our last lap. That's why I'm slowing down so much. I'm trying to make sure that we don't have to do one more lap.
No, it shouldn't. You definitely
Oh
shouldn't
God, I'll
have
have to
to.
fucking pit, man. I don't want to pit. I've ran my strategy to one less lap.
Jester can have the spot if he wants, but tell him if he does, he's doing one more lap.
I think he has the stream up, so I'm sure he hears what you're saying.
Dude, you can have it if you want. I'm not doing one more lap. Go for it, mate. Go for it, buddy. Woo-hoo!
Well done, Jester.
Well
So,
done, man.
M-Cram
Solid
trying
drive,
to
buddy.
break the toe on Chopagatti as we come down to the PlayStation chicane.
He doesn't want to do it. Oh, no, no, no. Don't go off. Don't go off. Don't go off. Don't go off.
I'd love to see what you guys are getting up to, but we have to stay on board here with Chopagatti and M-Cram.
No, it's alright. I think Jester just realised that I'm slowing down so we don't have to do one more lap because I think he's just looked at his fuel burn too.
There's only a 0.8 second gap in the penalties between these two as well, so that will probably come into play as well. So now Chopagatti is right up, he's into the slipstream of M-Cram. He's taking a little bit of a look as we come down to the second chicane, but he ducks back into the slip. So with the way the penalties work, because they round up to the nearest second, at the moment Chopagatti would have to burn 4 seconds worth of, or he would have to get 4 seconds added to his time if he crosses the line with this 3.1 second penalty, whereas M-Cram only has 2.4, so that will get rounded up to 3. So if one of these drivers can kind of drop enough penalty and stay within, and here we go, Chopagatti goes for the move into, was that Mulsanne? It's side by side there, he gets past. Well, let's take a look at that on the replay just quickly. Oops, wrong one. Actually, no, I think I won't be able to do it. Let's take a look. Yeah, no, unfortunately messed that one up, so bad producing here, but we're about to run side by side into the Porsche, sorry, not into the Porsche, guys, we're coming up to, what is this, Indianapolis. So these two are side by side. The Jaguar is going to have the top end to get through as we come through. This is usually, oh, and they've made contact. M-Cram goes off the track, but does a good job of getting it slowed down to stay within touch of Chopagatti. Actually, by going off track, M-Cram has burnt off a little bit of penalty, so Chopagatti is at plus 3.1, whereas M-Cram is down to 1.9, so it's 2 seconds difference for the penalty serving. We'll see if M-Cram can stay within 2 seconds, then he/she will be able to, as we see Smoke here just crossing the line to take the victory of the 2 hours Danny Racing Le Mans race. So just excellent driving there from Smoke all day. We'll just go back to Chopagatti and M-Cram. M-Cram just 1.6 seconds behind now. Chopagatti still has the 3.1 penalty as he gets a little bit loose there going into the Porsche curbs, as Danny Racing has now crossed over to finish second, 12 seconds ahead of Louis Marino. So everyone burnt off their penalties, it seemed. So Louis crosses the line, finishes third, and rounds out the podium. And Ryan Racer in the Ferrari / Red Bull / Aston Martin / Honda crosses the line, finishes fourth, but does a little burnout there as he crosses the line. Chopagatti trying to burn off all the penalties here. What happened to M-Cram? M-Cram has dropped back somewhere, so let's just see if we can catch that on the replay. No, for whatever reason they're just burning off the penalties, but they just lost a lot more time, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Chopagatti, as we see, crosses the line as well. So 5th and 6th, Chopagatti and M-Cram. Felix is going to come through and be the last of our finishers on the lead lap, as Jester and Auto have already completed the race. TPGN Ebulk manages to do the race with just a one-stopper, so some terrific economical driving there. Greenpeace will probably be your next sponsor for the next FIA season.
1 second penalty I had, a 67,000th of left to wipe off the penalty, and it gives me a fucking second. Fuck this game.
Yeah,
Fuck
it rounds
me.
up to 1 second.
Yeah,
so
it rounds up my ass. That's what it
all
does.
part
thereof.
rounds up,
All
so
part thereof. Oh, dude, that was funny.
That was good.
awesome.
Nah, fuck. No one really binned it big time, did they?
A couple of people had some offs. So if we take a look at the fastest laps of the day, Danny racing with a 14.4. I think second quickest lap was Ryan Racer in the Ferrari, a 15.549. Louis Marino with a
What laps were they
15.574.
on?
I don't know what laps. It just tells me
Because I
their
did
best
my
lap.
quickest lap, or I was a 23, but that was on the third last lap.
Yeah, Smokescreen 16.0, Choppergetter 16.1, and unfortunately we lost the broadcast there. So well done to Smokescreen, Danny, and Lou Marino, our top 3 finishers for today. Choppergetter in 4th place, 5th, oh sorry, no, it was Ryan Racing in 4th place, 5th for Choppergetter, 6th for M-Cram in the Jaguar. Great job from them. And now I can finally go take a fucking piss and eat my dinner. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll leave up the stream just for a little bit so you guys can chat amongst yourselves and chat in the stream chat. But yeah, once again, Smoke, if you do happen to watch this, great work.
Hell yeah, man.
Oops.
Who got second and third?
Second was Danny, and third was Louis Marino.
And how big is this replay? Let's find out. I just saved it either way. Oh man.
How'd Lowndesy leave?
Hey man, congratulations on the race. You did really well. You were just like amazingly consistent that whole race.
Thanks so much. Hang on, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
That's the main question.
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry, I just had a mouthful of food and almost choked.
No worries. You're coming through my controller speaker.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that race. That was incredible.
Yeah, I mean, were you at all worried about like Danny Racing being able to catch you up in that last stint?
Well, personally, yes. I thought, 10 seconds, he's been able to push, he's doing 4:14s. But lucky my stream chat said he didn't take tyres and he couldn't replicate those lap times anymore. So
Yeah.
he served his penalties and dropped to 20 seconds, and I was kind of just
Y-
running it home from there.
Yeah, because some of the people in, I think, Chopaghetti's chat, they were thinking that he was going to win by 20 seconds. And then kind of, I was looking at that and thinking, well, after an hour into the race, he was only 26 seconds ahead. And I knew he needed to make up at least like 52 just to get back ahead of you. So I was like, well, where's he going to pull that extra 20 seconds from? Plus, basically, you went the whole race with only picking up like maybe 2 or 3 seconds worth of penalties, whereas he had like maybe over 20 seconds of worth like throughout the whole race. So yeah, it seemed like it was without doubt that you were going to win from about halfway through. And yeah, you did really well to just like not make any mistakes for 2 fucking hours of racing. So well done, man.
Thanks, I really appreciate that. I did about 6 hours of practice.
Yeah, we saw.
I did 3 full race runs.
Oh wow.
I don't know why. It was just I wanted to do it, so I just needed to work out. I worked out a 2 stops quicker than a 3 stop. I had a fuel number and a lap time number I had to hit.
Mhm.
I managed to do it.
No, well done. I mean, I wish there was some prize that you could have gotten for this, but no, you just get bragging rights of beating Malaysia's quickest driver and some great top split Asian drivers. So well done.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. Yeah, because that makes me Malaysian #1 now, surely.
Yeah, well, I think you'll have to move there. But you're pretty much you're moving up the ranks of the Australian top tier list. So I don't know if you want to move to Malaysia or not, but if you stay here in Australia, I think you'll get yourself up into the top 4 before long.
Not moving overseas.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for jumping on, and yeah, I'll let you go. You probably want to go get some water and have a bit of a rest and stuff. And yeah.
All right, no, thanks very much.
All
Thanks
right.
to Danny as well for hosting that event. That was awesome.
Yeah, no problems. All right, I'll pass it on.
Commentating as well.
Yeah, cheers, man. Cheers.
All right,
All right, catch you. Bye.
see you later.
Yeah, so that was very nice of Ram to jump in and give us his thoughts. So now we'll move over to Jester, see if he's on the chat. Hey, Jester. Well done, man. Yeah, it was really nice of Smoke for jumping on then. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, we were riding on board of you when you had that last off there, like a lap or two before the end. It's a shame that the reset was on such harsh because I think you lost more time getting reset than. Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, and then both you and Auto were basically driving to a standstill to not.
Made that mistake there twice. The other time I didn't completely go off. I gave it a 1 second penalty. And then I crashed near the cottage.
Oh, okay.
Where you go in until at the end of Ulsan, first left-hander. I just this is the first time that the car really kind of locked up and cross steered on me as I was making the transition into
Well, in terms of... Mhm. Mm. Yeah, I was wondering about that. Did you see that kind of Danny short field and then you just went with the same? Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is why we need like decimal time system, because like even me just like not actually driving and then trying to figure this shit out, like just watching and actually being able to like look at the times and all of that and use a calculator, I was like struggling to figure out everything. Yeah, right. Oh. Yeah, cheers. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, cheers for that. Mm. Oh yeah, Gav would make like the best color commentator, right? Yeah, he's fucking telling his stories. Mm-hmm. Told you, man. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely one of the most stable MR cars for sure. Like you drive in comparison, like something like the Renault is horrible. Yeah, basically like the RCZ. You're fucked. Yeah. Oh, you did well, especially considering how you're feeling. Yeah. Yeah, I imagine the humidity wouldn't help either when you're feeling crook. Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh man, you just gave me the idea of like organizing a spa of this next Friday night. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, absolutely for me too. Mm. Anyway, I'm just gonna shut down yeah, no, I'm just gonna shut it down now. So. Yeah, I think like 8 or 9 were tuned in. I'm not sure if it went any higher than that. Yeah, it should be alright. I'll have to go back and take a look afterwards. But yeah, for the 5 people who are still in here, thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed, I'd really appreciate it. If you hit the subscribe button, I am over 100 now, yay for that. But always be promoting, I guess. Thanks for tuning in, and yeah, let's hopefully try and do this again next Friday. But I think if it's going to be Spa or Monza, I'm definitely driving, so someone else will have to do the commentary. But yeah. Alright, bye guys. Yeah, I get what